God kills a kitten every time you masturbate.
My God.
You have no sound because premature ejaculation is the same.
How the hell are kittens
everybody
not
heard that.
extinct?
whole thing
Okay,
is a
hey
Viagra.
Scott, is there sound now? What's up, Madison? What's up, Laura? What's up? Hey, my mom is in the chat. What's up, Mom? What's up, Erica?
Hey, Mom.
What's
Hi,
up?
Mom.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Scott, first in, almost like I was waiting. Yeah, what's up, Renee Rosa? How's it going,
hey,
man?
Scott, what up?
Holy shit, dude. We got a lot of people jumping in really early
sound.
tonight, man. What's
Oh,
up, Kareem?
Hey.
How's it going, man? Fixed now. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
dude, and if people are watching at the mill, they can fucking chat on their phone.
And if people are watching at the mill, hell yeah, exactly. Put it on their phone and chat with us, man. Go to, and if you're watching in a watch party, what's up, Brandon? I see that you're in the watch party.
As some sort of fucking elitist.
What's up, Matt Hill? What's up, Lauren? I see you're in the watch
Wow.
party. I don't know what
Wow,
to
the
do.
fucking
too much
daggers were
segregation
nuts,
going on.
dude. I looked over and you were like, fucking elitist. Hey, if you're in a watch party of mine, coming over to the site or whatever you want to fucking do.
Yeah, awesome
So
talk
I'm not
online.
an elitist.
Go over there so you don't be an elitist like this.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Motherfucker. So, all right, there's Ray Strife. You know, Ray Strife is telling me thanks. I should be thanking him, man. Thank you. I don't even think I
He
spelled
can
that right.
hear you, you know that.
I know he
right?
can hear me. What's up, everybody? Welcome to
very
Awesome
better.
Talk, Season
It's
12,
like,
Episode 9, on February 18th, 2020. I want to say happy birthday to my mom. My mom's birthday was yesterday,
Happy
everybody.
birthday!
All right.
Happy birthday!
Walter Jones is in the chat. What's up, Walter? Good to see you, man. Dude, we have such a great show for you tonight, man. Such a great show for you tonight, man. And I'm hyped up and ready to go, dude. Because let me tell you
are
something.
amped up.
I'm gonna tell you
You're
something.
amped.
This veganism that I'm doing is just filling me with fucking energy that you
preachy
can't even believe.
prick.
Fuck you!
This coming from the guy who walks in our apartment every time he comes over now and goes, I don't know, man, I don't have tits. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love this shit.
I love this going away. Fucking loving this shit.
Why would you be happy about that?
You know,
He means he's not.
Wait,
he means
oh,
he's
him
not-
or
Him, him.
He's talking about your tits?
No,
or
he's talking about his own
Yes,
tits.
My own
he
tits.
isn't eating meat.
I
I
never
don't
wants to
either.
hear you fucking talk about that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
but it's-
definitely not.
I
What do you-
told him
what you-
his new
are you on a
nickname
diet or
is Veggie
something?
Tits.
Yeah, he's veggie tits now.
You're like
He-
skinny.
he
Oh,
has
you
a
went
new
vegan
nickname.
too?
look,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the non-preachy vegan over here.
Wait,
I'm not preaching. I didn't preach.
Wait, you called him
I
a
just said
preachy
I felt
motherfucker
good.
and you're eating the same way?
Yeah,
That's some bullshit,
And I'll tell
man.
you what, he's doing it better than me too.
Because he's got no tits.
That's right. That's right.
Let me tell you something. If I ever lose my tits, I'll be very depressed, man. It's the only thing I get to touch at night.
Oh boy, that's a rough night, dude. What's up?
There's nothing rough about that.
It'll
There's
be
a
rough
lot
the
of
day you
rough
don't
things.
You
realize.
gotta
It's
love
all
yourself
stuff
before you can love
and
anybody else.
Dude,
It's gonna make
the
the
day
sound
that
go
he
away.
doesn't realize it's his own hand is the day
Wait,
it
is
gets
this
rough.
on?
Oh,
I didn't
everything's
mean
on.
that.
Everything's on. What's up? What's up, Donna? What's up, Matt Hill? What's up, Ken? What's up, Scott? Thank you for wishing my mom a happy birthday. Dude, tonight we have such a great show for you tonight, and we have two great guests in the house tonight. I want to say what's up to K Blaze. K Blaze coming up, showing up tonight, and welcome from Team Rocket Set. He's in the house. And we are so happy to have, for the first time ever, Chill Smith is in the house here tonight, man. What's up, man? So now we're going to do a very quick around the bar.
God.
Not a fucking big around the bar, a quick around the bar. That's where you say your name and something about yourself.
Tank it on purpose.
You're not
again.
allowed to say you're the host. You can't just keep
fuck,
using
I
the
worked out,
same
worked
thing.
out. What's up, Skelly? How's it going, dude? So I am Rick, and I am recently vegan, Stones.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Again,
Appreciate that.
that's the second time.
Hi, I'm Stones, and I'm a hypocritical motherfucker.
God damn right.
Applause.
Applause.
Actually, that's Stones.
Yeah.
I'm Rob.
What's up?
That's it.
Welcome.
That's all you get.
All right.
Pat and I just learned what the bread tags mean.
Oh, good. Okay.
What do they mean?
What do they mean?
Apparently the different
The
colors.
little plastic
yeah,
joints?
the different colors mean different days of the week.
No.
Okay. Insane.
I had no idea. I just learned that
Insane.
today.
Wait.
Go ahead.
We'll come back to that.
Just some random shit.
Mind blown.
I'm Blaze, and I'd be vegan too, but I like bacon and I don't have tits, so.
All right. Well, hey, there's nothing to worry about. You got nothing to worry about.
My name's Phil Smith, and I'm a Libra. I don't know what to say about
Oh, that's nice. Sounds good.
Fellow
I like
Libra.
that.
that.
There you go.
All right.
Not a fellow, but I'll clink.
No, you don't get to clink that unless you're a Libra.
Fuck you, man. You elitist.
Must be a Libra thing.
It's an elitist thing. Yeah.
Elitist
We're
thing,
all
yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is.
stones, and to keep with the hypocrisy, I'm a failed motivational speaker.
That's fucking
Oh,
true.
he failed that.
I
He
believe
failed that so hard.
I believe there's a lot of suicides because of you.
Do I need to tell the story? Do I
Oh
need
my
to...
lot
God.
of lawsuits.
It's
What was
such
an
a
immediate
painful
fail?
story.
Can I tell the story?
I made the phone call.
Can I tell? Can I tell? Can I tell?
First of all, no.
It's a three-line story.
Listen, okay? First of all, the guy's not blind, okay?
Right,
He can
see.
see all of us
Right,
right now.
right,
Don't
exactly.
let him tell you different.
Right. His one eye doesn't work, and
He's
the other one's a little
blind
fucky.
in
But
one eye.
Right.
Okay? He used to drive an ambulance, and then he had the bright idea that he wanted to be a motivational speaker for actual blind people. Like, this fucking guy
Right.
wanted to go in front of actual blind people and
Right.
tell them all the shit they could do because he could drive an ambulance as a
I
guy
just wanted
who's
to
not
say,
fucking
You
blind.
gotta
Right.
find your groove and just run.
I want to
with
be
it.
the guy in the crowd who's like, this motherfucker just say he drives a fucking ambulance.
I want to drive an ambulance.
Me too!
The next day, there's just accidents
Yeah,
everywhere.
and people are like, "We need an ambulance
all
for
had,
this
like,
ambulance."
A lot of blind people applying to fucking drive
the
ambulances.
only thing
That's
about
the
him
blind leading the blind.
is
Oh.
the half blind
Oh,
leading the
man.
blind.
Yeah,
I gotta say I'm proud of you though.
Oh,
yeah, I'm pretty proud of you too.
Every
Okay,
car
cool.
accident has a Stone's face.
I'm surprised
bumper
Karma
sticker.
hasn't made you officially
Oh, you wanna talk
blind.
about
Oh,
Karma?
Karma has
Let's talk about
fucked
Karma.
his life up.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
man.
fucking even.
Dude, I had a partner who had one eye. He lost it in fucking Panama, but yeah, man, I can still consider him a great
I
friend.
have all of the questions right now. Wait, let's go back to Panama. What year was this?
Can I say hello to James Hatton, Skelly, Alexis in the chat, Walter Jones dipped out and came back. What's up? What's up, Scott? I'm Scott. I'm the host. Yeah, hi. My name is Rick, and I'm the. I know, man. I didn't say I was the host tonight, man. Go ahead. You're next.
I'm Sarah, and I'm one of those hated people who just folds the bread bag under.
What? That's the best twist and fold.
Listen, dude,
What do you
I
do
have
with the
so
tab?
much. I don't.
Toss it.
How the
Yeah,
fuck
give
do
a
we
fuck
know what
about
day
Look
it
at the
is?
arthritis in these
Doesn't give a
fucking
fuck.
hands, dude.
Yo,
I
I'm
can't
gonna start
fuck with the
collecting every
tags.
day
Yeah.
of the week.
You-
to
I
see what the
bite
colors
them off
look
and just
like.
Yeah.
spit them on the ground.
You
The day
fucking
that it was-
ableist.
Wait,
I
hold
just
on.
went-
The day
just
that
If you
get rid of
stack,
them.
if you stack your bread like
The day they
Legos, you
baked
could
it,
do the
that's the day.
underfold,
Yeah,
and
but
it's
what if the
fucking
day- what does
fine.
that do?
I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Stone.
Hold on. One at a time.
Expiration date's 2 weeks later.
I
Don't
know.
even ask
Time.
any more questions.
I don't
One
even
at a
know it was
time.
real.
I've been
I just
validated
read
by
it.
Stones, the motivational speaker. I
Yeah,
don't need
yeah. We all feel
y'all's.
better. We're all gonna be driving ambulances tomorrow. Go ahead.
Oh, my turn.
Speak louder.
I'm Matt, and I work the cameras.
All right. Thank you, Mag. Way to
That's
go.
all I got.
All right. Good rant. Good. Good round
hey,
the bar. We got through it quickly tonight.
And big up that he's still alive and healthy.
Can I? Exactly.
Yeah, Stones
Yeah. Oh
wanted-
my God,
Stones
dude.
needed
Totally
to know
forgot
if
that you
he
are an
worked-
urban
wait,
hunter.
no, hold
that
on.
you
The
have
end of that
Shut
story.
up.
The end
to
of that
cause deer
story.
homicide.
Matt,
The end of that story was.
Stones wanted to know if you ripped the antlers off the
I
deer
did
you
wanna know that.
hit because they're worth a lot of money.
Well, they're worth money.
That's what,
Real.
that's what
Are
he
antlers
wanted to
worth
know.
money?
Yeah.
Stop.
You
It's
get a
just
pair of
something
them,
after
you
That's
another.
what
sell them to
I
hunters.
A
Couple
pair?
$100 bucks.
Sell who to what?
I think it was a female though.
You hit a deer with your car, you rip the antlers off.
Hold
sell them to
on.
hunters?
Let's fucking calm down.
I didn't see
Lot
any
of
others. I
energy
think it
out
was
there.
a
There's a
female.
lot of energy tonight.
No, there was
We are
energy.
hyped up
We
tonight,
got vegan
man.
energy out the ass.
You have no idea,
That's
man.
not vegan
I am
energy.
powered by cauliflower rice in a way that you don't even understand right now.
Yo, if you see a
God
dead,
damn right.
if
How
you
do you
see
make-
a dead deer or fucking rats with hooves, man, Louis C.K. was right.
Rats with hooves?
Yeah, man, that's what a deer is.
Oh my
Hooved
god,
rat.
can you
If you
imagine
can-
you just hear little fucking hoof sounds tapping across your kitchen floor?
And you're like, is it like small Christmas?
Yo, what if dogs?
Oh my
missing?
God.
We know people inside.
You know what's funny about that? There is actually a deer that's about this big
Okay.
in Peru. I think it is. It's called the poo-poo or something.
The poo-poo.
It's
How
like
do I
a
get a-
deer
Could
species.
you
How do I get
imagine?
a poo-poo?
Could you imagine you're an
It's
animal
called the
and you
Peruvian
find out
mega
people
rat.
call you a
I want to
poo-poo
get
every
tons
day?
of poo-poo. I want poo-poo all over my
Might be
house.
tapu.
Could you
I don't
imagine
know.
being an
Something
animal
like that.
in another part of the world that something is fucking 1,000 times your size but looks exactly like you?
Being called a poo-poo.
Or being called a poo-poo? Can I say hello?
Dude, could you imagine
Hold
that
on.
there's an island
Tap-
somewhere
tap
with
it.
giant Stoneses and another one with tiny Stoneses?
And they're all motivational speakers.
Oh my god,
That's
It's the
all of them.
whole island of motivational speaking stones.
To help each other
Motivating
along.
other
But they're
stones.
like this
You
big.
two who are not blind can do things with your non-blind ass.
They're like me Sikhs, they all just like cheer each other on.
And they just
now.
keep appearing. Stone.
Here's a big one. Here's a little one.
Don't
Here's a
solve
medium
my
one.
problems. Yeah, well, things.
I drove an ambulance once. Right, come on now.
We
huh?
too
Am I
can drive ambulances, by the way.
Can I
Even
say-
the poo-poo can drive ambulances.
Can I say hello to Renee and Wendy and Jason? Corrigan is in the chat as well. Welcome to the chat. Holy shit, dude. There's so many people out there right now, man. Dude, listen, if you're in a watch party, go over to our Facebook page at Awesome Talk Online and get in that chat so we can fill it up with as many people at once as possible, man. And say whatever the fuck you want, man. Because, let's see.
Yeah,
Master
get out of
said-
my watch
and then
party
your
and go over
cat
there so I
unwraps
stop
the
getting
bread.
evil-eyed from fucking across the table here.
So listen,
Whoa.
listen.
Sounds like a
whoa.
lot of work.
Was
So-
it the evil
I'm-
eye
I'm-
comment, or was it the fact that I'm actually getting looked at by Sarah with an evil eye?
I'm not
Did you
like
take
don't know.
offense to the evil eye comment because we're talking about your eye?
I'm
Yeah.
I didn't even hear
I'm
any
saying you might
comment.
offend some people.
You know what's weird?
That's all
I
I'm
know
saying.
I know 5 people that I see on the regular that have the same eye, same side
Yeah.
of their face, like the
It's
same
just
eye
fucked.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
They're all
Same
related
thing.
to him.
Not same shit.
It's one little,
Not the
They're
same
the
thing.
other side
I've been
stones.
around.
But
You guys just got a bowling
You
league.
gotta look for the mark.
But
You
it's
got a
all
mark
on the
right
same
there in
side,
row.
and there's five
Well, I'm
Wow.
happy, if that's the case,
they always
if they
together?
are all related to me and I created them, then I'm happy that no one's asked
Oh,
me
you
for any money.
definitely,
It's a
you
stone.
definitely, you definitely didn't create them. They all
Or
came
any
from the same.
motivation.
and I don't know anybody with the other side messed up.
So I want to talk about something tonight.
Weapon
Something-
X gone wrong.
So I was ranting about something earlier on Facebook, and actually I ranted about a lot of things. But the first thing I wanted to bring up is something keeps coming up in the news that I think is problematic.
Uh-oh.
And I feel that people's response to it I've actually been pretty proud of, because I feel like people are responding properly to it.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah.
It seems
Go
like there's
humanity.
a trend lately of children in like elementary and middle school who are bringing their allowance into school to pay the lunch debts of other students, other kids. Now,
Well, when you can
Yeah,
be
they-
heralded.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing, dude.
Yeah.
Instead of us going, man, isn't that great of the kid? Why don't we go, why the fuck are kids having to pay for
Right.
fucking lunch debts?
right, and that's one of the things that I keep seeing from people is people are like, way to go, kid, but why the fuck is this an issue in the first fucking place?
Well, they need to know their place.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
all jokes aside, dude, I think that's exactly right. I think it's exactly right. It's telling you, look, little motherfucker, you're gonna pay for this food, and that's how you're gonna get it.
But if
Right,
they're
go
paying
ahead.
for other people's food, isn't that basically kids doing socialism?
Yes.
Oh boy.
What the fuck do we pay school
But you can't
tax
say
for?
that
Right.
because
What if
that'll
it-
turn into some. Don't go down this fucking wormhole.
Oh, it's a wormhole.
Yeah, but it is a
You're gonna piss
wormhole.
Stones off. He's gonna start throwing shit. It's
But it is a wormhole right now, man. The
If
other
you're gonna make it such a big deal to have these fucking lunch debts, then maybe give the kids something that isn't just fucking sugar, so they
Yeah,
can
shit
actually
food.
think and pass
I mean,
tests
I mean,
and pay
look,
attention
look.
and not fall asleep. Like
When
you
I
have
heard Wawa was serving
soda machines
hamburgers.
in a fucking hallway, and they get cookies and sugar on top of sugar.
Where is this happening?
All across the
All
country,
over
the
the
lunch
country.
debt problem
Yeah.
in elementary schools.
Yeah,
is
so we
happening.
made a
Kids
couple
are
news
getting
stories
denied
out of
I
lunch
it.
think the
because
bigger
they can't
part is
afford
you
it.
start holding
And then-
$130,000 superintendents and shit like that accountable for misallocation of funding. Like
Right,
there's a
right.
shit ton of money to be put
There
into,
is.
especially in high taxed areas
Right.
where if you started getting people involved in actual local politics who never go to fucking school meetings, they never go to the fucking
Yeah.
municipal town meetings.
Right.
If you're paying taxes and all you can do is complain about your $9,000, $10,000 property taxes, go to the fucking meetings and say, listen, my kids are starving in the schools. I pay for the kid to go to school, whatever it costs, $40,000 a year per student, whatever.
Right.
Find out why there's not food being served to everybody.
healthy
Better
food.
yet,
Right.
I don't have kids, and I'm paying school tax.
Right.
And why
You know
are
how
kids
often-
starving?
you know when
Right.
that
Yeah.
happens?
Like, well, I'm
Right.
paying all this.
That-
Like
that
everybody's paying
concern-
this tax.
Right.
That concern happens after
Yeah.
you're already in a retirement village and you're like, I don't have fucking kids, so I want my money back from the tax fucking whatever. When you're young and you own a house or you're paying property taxes on something,
I don't know, but I don't know if it's as simple as like, oh, I think they need it back. Like they're desperate for any. I mean,
Right.
I've
and
seen
that's,
old ladies
and that's
eating
fine. No,
fucking
I'm not
cattle
putting it on the
for
retirement
sure.
community.
Right,
What I'm
right.
saying
Yeah, that's
is,
fucked up.
if you're in the community and you're paying property taxes,
happens a lot.
do you know how many people are unaware of where their taxes? Fuck the federal government, the
Right.
state government and local
No.
municipality that you're paying your state taxes to or your property taxes to. You don't know. You have no idea where the fuck your money goes.
No, but people
Yeah.
people will complain about food
All
stamps
day fucking long.
all fucking day,
All day
dude.
long.
Look, man, and I keep saying it all the time. If we're not going to talk first about the Pentagon
Well said, it's
laundering
hard to hear
over
us.
90%, it's hard to hear us. Can you crank us up a little bit?
Crank it.
Sorry.
Well, Margaret
Yank it.
Carr said she can't hear us
Okay, there's a possibility that
because
she might
she's
be.
in my watch party.
I see, Mom. You went in Rob's watch party. But,
I'll leave this over here. Thank you.
but
Sure enough.
it's definitely a little high. Yeah. Just keep an eye on it. We'll take a look. Everybody said we sound good. Everything sounds okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Because I can hear anybody except the host. You can't hear me. You can't hear me, dog. Because I'm pretty sure.
Where is the mic located? Because we can.
Okay, I'm gonna put it right here. Hopefully you can hear me.
Except the host.
So anyway, but people will bitch and moan about food stamps, but people won't bitch and moan about the fact that over 90% of what they put into the system is being laundered by the fucking Pentagon.
And frozen.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's
Something's
not,
up
it's
there,
not
yeah.
us.
I'm live
it's,
here.
It's
Chad is
Facebook.
saying that it's fine
I'm live here.
Okay, then don't worry about it. Here we go. We're good.
because it was like even at
Hold on a fucking second. We're figuring this shit out.
Hold on, we got it.
I blame it on Stones
I do too.
and the fact that we brought up socialism for a second.
All right, yo, what's up? You okay?
The government was like, "What the fuck?"
Okay,
man?
no, you're
This
good. You're
fake
good.
outside. Get him the fuck out! Is that what
Cool.
your shit is about?
Rick, like
You motherfuckers rapping about socialism?
All right, so anyway, so I'm
Sit
just gonna
outside
keep
the
going.
championship.
So part of my problem when it comes to taxes is that, like,
and it's still
I don't, again, to say it again, if the first conversation isn't how much of your money is being laundered by the fucking Pentagon, I don't know what else we have to fucking talk about. Because the majority of your fucking taxes, over 90% of them, even during the Obama era, okay, 93% of your taxes went into the Pentagon, went into defense, went into the military-industrial complex, and then they redirected that narrative to, well, these fucking poor people on their food stamps are fucking up the whole world. And it's like, dude, listen, man, if the first problem you have isn't what the Pentagon is doing, then I don't have a conversation to have with you. Because I don't really give a shit about what else about that. I don't give a shit if people live off the system, actually. I actually don't care. Because it's minor in comparison to where the majority of your fucking money goes.
Oh yeah, without a fucking doubt.
Well, that's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
what the system was meant for. Was we the people.
Right.
Well, that's the problem that I find with nationalism, right? With patriotism and nationalism. You want to pride yourself on being an American, right? And you talk about how much you love America, you
Sure.
love the people of America, you love the government, all that shit. But when it comes down to where taxes are dispersed, and I get it, there are people that take advantage of the system. There are people that rob the system.
It's
they
such
do
a
whatever.
low
But the low
percentage of the
percentage
whole-
It's
of
about
fucking
3%.
people and the lack of information that people understand about how many people do that.
Yep.
If you care about your fellow people in your country, fuck the rest of the world.
Right.
Because everybody's so isolated on them fucking selves. The amount of lack of concern, I should say,
Yeah.
of your fellow Americans,
no
unless
empathy,
there's a
dude.
travesty or a natural disaster or there's a fucking war. No one gives a shit about anybody. Yet they pride themselves on loving their country
Yeah,
and the
I was
people that are in the
talking to
country,
Stones
which is
earlier
fucking
about how,
crazy to
in
me.
order to live in the type of
Capitalist culture is straight
Allegedly
fucked up in that way,
capitalist-
man. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
the
allegedly
downside of
capitalist
capitalist
culture,
culture,
that we currently have, the only way to survive in it is if you are also dealt-
only give a shit about yourself.
if you
nobody
only
else.
have a
that's-
certain
that's the
lack of
fucking-
empathy. That's the
Yeah.
only way to live in it.
And the problem-
and that's why you can walk past a homeless person with no, like I said, with no limbs, begging for money, and it like barely fucking touches most people, dude.
Yeah.
Like if we had it ingrained in us, like empathy should be taught in kindergarten, in lessons. Like we should grow up. Fucking all of us picketing that babies are
But
babies
wait,
at the
hold
fucking
on.
border.
No, I
Like,
want you to talk. Hold on.
empathy you can't have empathy and live in a country that itemizes sick people. I'm sorry. You
This,
can't. You
this
can't.
wouldn't be
you,
the
you-
first
you only have
experiment
one
with,
or the
with,
fucking other.
you talk about like the homeless people and we've done the whole project idea with federal funding, and the federal funding like drained out into nothingness, and the place turned into a fucking shithole, and it fucking just went back to shit. Like it's just like that's a lot of
Fixing
shit,
the problems that cause homelessness
Right.
Address not putting spikes on fucking park
Well, yeah,
benches.
that's-
that
yeah,
might
that's
be
insane.
a fucking
That's
first
shot
easy
out.
step.
That's
I
anti-humanity.
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
No, what it is.
Oh, they
people,
do that
people
all
don't
the
want
time.
to see
Spikes
it.
in
People
front
don't
of
want to
the
know that
storefronts
this
so
stuff
that way you can't
exists.
sit there on
They don't
park
want to.
benches
They don't
or
want to
park
think
benches
about it
that
during
are
their
on
comfortable
slopes.
lives.
Did
Sit
it-
down on them.
Any of you ever see the movie I think it was called The Island with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah,
Of course, he
Okay.
ate that fucking worm over and over
So,
again. I'll
so,
never
so
forget that about
there's
that
a scene in
movie.
that movie
Director
where
was
somebody
fucking with
gets
him 'cause
sick
he
and
was
he's
a piece of
fucking
shit
dying,
back then.
and what they
Still
do
is.
is they stick him in a fucking tent, and they cover him up, and they pretend he's not fucking there while he's dying. And that's how they fucking do it. And I feel like that's what we're doing as a society.
Yeah.
We take the people who need the fucking most help, and then we put a fucking blanket over them and pretend they're not
And
fucking
then we
there, dude.
blame them.
and then we
and
blame them
say
for
it's
it.
their
Right.
fucking fault.
Fuck, look, man,
Just-
humanity
just-
first,
No,
dude.
I want
In this
Oh, you
country,
won't?
we have a habit of kicking down when we should be punching up.
I've been saying that for years. For years, I have
Just
been
drink the
saying,
fucking thing.
open a beer.
It's got your name
No,
on
the
it.
beer. I'm,
Yeah.
look, I'm admiring the art. There's a lot of art in
All
this
right,
fucking
so
beer.
what I'm drinking,
It's
Stone, so
straight
we'll stop
graffiti.
this real quick, is a stout. Okay, it's a stout by Stone.
Stout.
Yeah.
Okay,
So just
this
open
is
it.
for Stone.
So I can continue
It's a
with what I'm
stout with
saying.
pecans, wheat, and
Oh,
rye
shit, that's
that
the
has been
vegan.
1/4
There's the
aged in
vegan.
bourbon barrels. It's 11%, so once Stones
Is
puts
it
one
all beer
down, we're
vegan?
fucked for the rest
Yo,
of the show.
listen. What's up, Joel? What's up, Greg? What's up, Donna? How's it going?
Continue your thought.
Where did I leave off?
The movie's called
Kicking
The
down
Beach.
when you should be.
Kicking out, we should be punching up. So I've been saying that for years, that it's easier for poor people to blame. I'm sorry, it's easier for near poor people to blame poor people for their problems than to go upward to the people above them that are causing the fucking problem in the first place. And people take the fucking path of least resistance, and they do it in that way as well, too. It's easier for me to blame you if you're on food stamps because I know this rich motherfucker's not even gonna hear me.
Well,
if
the
I
other
fucking
thing
go
is,
after him,
in
you
this
know?
country, the surest sign of how great you are is how much money you make. So someone
Right.
who's, or someone
is
who
broken.
used to be middle class, which doesn't exist anymore, can feel better about themselves because there's someone slightly poorer than them. That's who you attack. You don't attack the fucking guy who has the money you want and believe one day you're gonna have.
Right.
Because that's your fucking goal.
The American
But
dream
there's
is a
more
mental
to
illness.
being a fucking
So-
human being than whether or not you're able-bodied or whether you're not you're fucking, a fucking white fucking old man, that has $1 billion.
I work.
See,
I work
can
a
I
lot.
just-
Hold on.
Can
No, I want to talk next. Before you do,
go ahead.
really quick,
Go ahead.
I just want to say that. Never mind. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh,
He does. It didn't matter. Whatever he's gonna say.
Yeah, it
probably
doesn't
didn't
matter. Go ahead.
Just go.
all right, so-
Everything matters.
All I wanted to say was is like Stone said. I mean, that's the and there's nothing wrong with capitalism, right? I mean, there's a lot wrong with
There's
capitalism.
wrong
but
with
there's
wrong
plenty wrong
with
with
medical
that,
care
yeah.
being part
Yeah.
of
No,
that.
but what
The
problem-
way it
the
is
problem
now,
is-
there's a problem.
This, of
but
course,
the idea
Well, I tried to
of
explain
it
to somebody the other day
is
that
different.
capitalism has a fucking shelf life. Like it gets to a point where capitalism works,
Everything does.
and then it gets out of fucking control, right?
Right.
So socialism isn't actually the answer, but it's
An
going to go back.
injection of it certainly
Right,
helps.
right,
the
and that's
system,
the
yeah.
argument for that was, oh well, the Nords are fucking picking up this whole idea of capitalism into their socialist economy. It's like, yeah, the two exist, they coexist, and they ebb and flow. But my point is that when capitalism exists, which is a great thing, it allows people to start businesses that they love. It allows them to make money, provide for their families, so on and so forth. There's
That's
a
the thing,
level
man.
where the point you made before is that capitalism gets to a point where the ego steps in, and psychologically it turns into a competition to the point where people need to feel
And
like
then
they have to
people
shit
can't-
on people.
Right.
Right.
People
And at the-
can't join that
but at the base
competition.
of that,
people
right?
can't be in that competition.
People don't accept
That's
that
the-
the uber rich are the fucking uber rich. And if you want to get there, that's all well and good. But you have to understand, in order to get there, you tend to lose a sense of humanity. And for the people
You
that
have to.
you know how many people I know
but,
that
but do you
think
think you
they're
shouldn't have
hold on.
Do you think that
Shouldn't have
300,000 a year
You know-
is losing touch with humanity?
No,
You
no.
know?
I think that those people are delusional in thinking that they're even close to the rich that they think
Yeah,
they
but
are. And
300,000
Right,
then they,
you're right.
But at
is-
that point in
is,
time,
you know,
they reach a
that's a
point where their
comfortable
personality,
existence.
yeah, but their personality
really
changes. They think they see I may have a $300,000 income in my house. They think they're like millionaires, and they're not even close to where they are.
Right.
So the way that they act and treat other people, those are the motherfuckers that are like, I'm not giving my money to this person. I'm not giving my money to that person. I
don't
own
know.
this shit. And then the realization,
I think when you
the
get into
reality
billions,
behind it is
when
they're
you get into
just
billions,
as well off
you're onto
as the
something.
people fucking below them, and they
but
don't even want to help those people. What they don't
Tens of
understand,
millions, I don't think it's.
they are so far away from the top
Right.
5% in the fucking
Right.
country
Dude.
that they need to fucking check themselves once in a while
Listen,
and realize.
so it goes back to what I said
you
earlier.
shouldn't be able to just buy a football team because you're bored one afternoon. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry,
I think you
just
should.
don't think that
if
billionaires.
you got that kind of money,
Right,
but
I don't
you
feel.
should.
I don't
Mhm.
believe that
I think you
billionaires
should.
should exist.
But I don't think
I
I don't think you should
I
on the
just
backs
don't.
of other
Right.
people.
Right.
There's
And that's the
absolutely-
point.
to have billions of dollars.
There is
There's
no
listen,
reason to have
Jesse
billions of
Jesse
dollars
Ventura-
untaxed that you then give off to your kids untaxed, and then they grow up and people go, "Well, look at all they built
Right.
for themselves."
And,
No,
and
they
meanwhile,
Well,
fucking
hereditary
all
money
their
is how this
employees-
country's
all
always
their
fucking been
employees
a
are
problem
on social
to
benefits.
deliberate
Social
between, right?
fucking-
Old
It's
money,
a
new money
fucking
type
problem.
shit has always been a
Yeah.
problem. I think that the reality behind it is that when you say nobody should make that much money, it's that they could make that much money. But as a collective nation, if you really give a fuck about the people that made you that money,
Right.
you give that money back. And I'm
Right.
not talking about philanthropy. I'm not like build a fucking school, build an orchestra house.
Sure.
Make shit happen in your community. Make shit
Listen,
happen
man,
around
listen,
the
man.
people that you work. Take care of the people
If-
that put you where
if
you
everybody
are.
here has to give up a third of what they make into fucking taxes to put back into the system, then I don't understand why Jeff Bezos doesn't have to give fucking anything to anybody. I don't
Jeff
get it.
Bezos just
So-
agreed
so-
to give $10 billion to climate change.
Yeah, but
Give
he's
$10 billion
eradicating-
to
he's
people
ruining
starving in the fucking
fucking
streets.
But
$10
Amazon
billion
is
to
ruining
climate
fucking-
change, which
that
he
doesn't-
is
exactly.
actively contributing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
But one of the dreams of capitalism is that the more you consume, the more you're able to take. Like that's a big
That's a
staple
problem.
in that.
That's
The
a mental
mindset is what
issue,
needs
dude.
to
That's a
change.
that's
The
a that's
mindset
a
We
big
should,
change,
change.
you're
like,
right.
our whole fucking nation is based on that your worth is
Consumption.
equal to your
Conspicuous
output.
consumption.
And like, as someone who's disabled, I know how
Thank you.
fucked up that feels my whole adult life. Like, the idea that your worth as a human being is only based on what you're able to put out to the world. As far as what you work or make or sell or how much
if you're
money you make.
capable of doing
And, like,
it, you need to be able to contribute. But if
Let
you're
her
not able
finish.
to contribute,
And
then
as
you
far
need to
as
be taken
like
care of.
just the capital, just the way that we think now is starting to make everyone feel worthless because they're not
Yeah.
that millionaire or billionaire.
Right.
We're at the
It's
highest sense of
whole
anxiety
fucking-
ever in
Ever.
history. Like,
Ever.
people are fucked up because they can't survive.
And instead of thinking, man, what if we all just
don't have
fucking
wealth.
banded together because there's more of us down here than up there, and we go,
Right.
hey, like, it's kind of our right to be able to see a doctor if we're dying.
I wanna
guys.
say
Like,
that,
what the fuck?
Right.
Like,
Well-
instead of being like, fuck that guy who's slightly poorer than me because he might have fucking bought
Oh my
a soda,
God.
and a soda's a fucking
Right.
luxury item.
Yeah, right.
and
It's a
all this other
luxury item,
fucking
right? Yeah, this
crazy
sugar
nonsense.
shit. Kareem said it's a jungle out here. Real talk. There is no cure for homelessness. It's how the rich stay rich.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that?
I think it's
true.
absolutely
They
100%
use
correct.
they
yeah.
weaponize homelessness so that
yeah.
way.
Mhm.
Hey, if you don't want to end up like that motherfucker over there,
Right.
you better do exactly what we say.
Yeah,
and if
man.
you try to revolt,
It's
we're
a
gonna
threat.
fucking kill
It's a
you.
George
threat, yeah.
Carlin said that years ago.
Yeah.
He said you have the rich, you have the poor, and you have the middle class, and the poor is there just to scare the shit out of the
Do you
middle
know what
class and keep
$10
them going to jobs.
$1 billion can do for homeless communities?
Clean it up easily.
Totally.
You could
And not
build.
even notice.
You
They
could
wouldn't even
build
notice
a
that.
safe house for people.
Listen, that's the thing
in
that's
every
Let me
location.
finish.
You
Right.
give them a dwelling. Just the homeless. Get them out of the fucking cold.
Yeah.
Right. That picks them
For
up.
the
on
love
their
of
feet.
God,
Give
dude.
them
At
a place
least.
to live, a tenement building to live in, right? Throw a mattress in every fucking room,
Right.
and give them a communal kitchen to work in, and those people will.
But I don't want to
change.
give my money to
No,
those
but
people.
okay,
this
but
is a
okay.
fucking
Wait a minute,
$50
though.
billion
Hold on.
man. This is a-
If you gathered the billionaires together and said, "Hey, end homelessness, so
think
we're
it only
not
takes
so
one
upset
billionaire
that
to do
with your bullshit fucking cash flow coming into your fucking eyeballs,
Yeah.
end homelessness," and it just never seems to
If
happen.
you set up
Yeah,
a
yeah.
massive building
It
the way
never
they set
seems
up
to fucking
massive
happen.
fucking hospitals and massive corporate invested bullshit,
Because
you,
of some
you set up a
bullshit federal
building
program.
with a hospital or at least a care facility in it with dwellings that can house 5 to 6 people and put in each room and have a collective kitchen and some places for people to sleep. It changes all of humanity. They get motivated, they get back on their feet, and they can start
Listen,
to work.
listen.
crazy-
One of the things.
right,
Hold on. You wanted to say something.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. So one of the things I keep bringing up repeatedly on social media lately is, as a species, what is it that we hope to accomplish? Are we going to continue to just keep bitching about the same shit, doing the same shit, complaining about the same people on repeat for fucking ever? Or do we start to embrace the fact that we've built all the roads, we've built all the buildings, and from this point, it's maintenance and upgrades. That's everything for the most part, right? So what is it we hope to accomplish as a species, right? Shouldn't we be looking out for each other? Shouldn't there be a little bit more humanity?
Everybody just wants convenience.
God, what do you say?
So that's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like humanity just wants to pass their genes on. I feel like that's like the main purpose of humanity is just to pass their genes and
pass the pain on.
Right.
Because one thing that drives me crazy, especially from boomers and now Gen Xers, by the way, who are a bunch of fucking hypocrites for the most fucking part, right? Because Gen Xers have been bitching and moaning about boomers and the way they think and what they do, and now they're kind of sounding like that.
I'm hearing
which
my
is,
own generation bitch about millennials, and it's like, shut the fuck up,
But that's
man.
the thing, man. They're like, I worked my balls off, and now you have to.
But you didn't. You didn't do a fraction of the people the boomer generation did, and now that generation figured out a way to make money off YouTube, and I just talked about this today.
Yeah.
The fact that they can make money off YouTube and through tech
brilliant.
and through all of the technology, they beat you. They figured out a way to make millions of dollars.
No,
like
wrong.
that.
Hold on. No, hold on. They didn't beat anybody. One thing I heard from boomers and from my grandparents' generation, I don't know what they are, but my grandparents' generation was, we worked hard because we hoped you wouldn't have to work like we
and now
did
we
to get
don't.
what we have.
And everybody's
then
pissed
you
off
don't,
about
and
it.
then they get pissed off about it.
Right.
Now they're offended. Like, oh,
That's what drives me crazy.
Yeah.
All I heard my whole life is I want you to go to college. I want you to get a degree so you don't have to work like I had to work. And then once
now
I got
what's
a
the matter,
degree,
pussy?
everybody in my
Can't work?
family who didn't go to college,
Right.
everybody I know who didn't go to college, they don't judge me, but you get that sense of like, how come you don't, what do you sit behind a desk all day? You don't know what it's like to go to work and earn your money? And it's like, motherfucker.
It's like, motherfucker, I fucking mixed cement for 10 fucking years.
Like
to make money.
I worked a
Fuck
blue collar
yourself,
job
dude.
my whole fucking
I-
life to put myself through college, so I
School
didn't
isn't
have
easy.
to do it anymore.
that shit ain't
But
easy.
I'll go
Right.
back to doing it to pay my fucking
Damn
bills.
right, dude.
I'll pump
I've,
gas tomorrow.
I
I'm not
have
some
an-
fucking elite asshole because I got a degree. Like that's insane.
I know you're trying to say something. Can I just read the chat real quick?
Sure.
Because I don't want to fall behind on that. Let's see, Kareem, dude must not have heard of a homeless shelter, and he's laughing. I feel like if you put a homeless person into
was
work,
basically
I
right, too.
feel as if they will be harder workers than typos. I don't know what that meant.
Well,
Than
I always
some
said if
of
you
their
give them
employees-
change, the first thing you do if you get change as a homeless person is go do laundry. I mean, that'd be my first thing.
I guess so. Then some of their employees that have worked there before, as the employees feel they're entitled to it. It's like they don't know what
think there's
it's
just too
like
much
to have
selfishness.
nothing.
I think that too many people think
Who?
that homeless people are either
Preach
alcoholics
it.
or drug addicts, and that's the end of it.
That's another part of it.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna bring
No,
I'm
no,
gonna bring
no,
this.
no.
I'm gonna bring this.
Speak up.
Wait, hold
We won't
Go ahead.
solve homelessness because homelessness only helps fuel the
Narrative.
prison industrial complex.
Right.
Because you can be like, oh, this person's a vagrant, so they broke this law, go throw them in jail. And
Right.
most of them either have drug issues or mental illness that it
And
causes
why
them
shouldn't
to,
they?
Never mind the
give you-
fact that
why
they turned to
shouldn't
that
they?
shit because their life turned to fucking
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Right.
Because we don't have good health care in this country. We don't have
But
good education.
What
in
I
this
don't like is the
country
blame
anymore.
game. I don't like fucking people who are like, well, you got in that position because you deserve to be in that position. That's not the fuck how you lift a species up. It's not how you lift a country up. It's not how you lift your fucking community up,
let me,
dude.
dude, I'm gonna tie this all back around. Please let me give you a chance to tie
Go-
this
go
all back
ahead.
around.
Go-
I'm
wait,
gonna
go
bring
for
this
it.
back to AOL.
Can I go pee
Here's
while-
an
is it gonna be long enough for
it's
me to pee?
It's an AOL reference.
Take over.
America
Yeah,
Online.
take over.
American Online's original idea.
Urination break?
America Online was supposed to be an internet platform where people were supposed to buy into the platform and make content on AOL. All right? And then AOL disappeared, and the concept of the internet was to just make content at will. Here's the thing.
It's still going.
We've subconsciously given up our rights on the internet. Let's take email for an example. Email is now controlled by either Google or Microsoft.
Okay.
So we've now, as a fucking collective, have given up our rights to be able to get the content from these platforms because we are now on these platforms. So we have now given up our right to have some more freedom and independent people doing the work. And we did that without even knowing we fucking did that.
Oh, did we have control over that?
Yes, we had control over it.
How?
But you get.
Didn't we buy the internet
you
like a
pay-
fucking
you,
product?
No, you pay the $10 for the year for a fucking internet server that keeps your information private. You know, it didn't cost a lot, but we chose to choose the free route as opposed to the $10 route. That's what the fuck happened.
But at that point in time, don't you feel like no one really knew unless you
Yeah,
were
in
down with that?
2001, when you got Gmail,
What was the percentage of people that knew what the fuck they were getting involved in? When people are,
But we gave it up.
But 80% of our country is fucking uneducated, man. If they go into it at that point in time, you're talking about the mid-90s. Those people are like,
one now
oh,
to the two,
AOL.
but still another
Who has
platform.
an AOL email address?
Not anymore.
Right.
It's still,
Right.
they
When's the
still,
last time you checked it?
Right.
they're
That's
still
no
going
bigger
strong,
than
man.
Every
I've had
day.
it since I
Who
was
the
12.
fuck are
Give
you?
it up.
I'm a
we give it
weirdo.
up. We give it
I
away.
know people that
We
say
give
that.
it away ourselves. They're making money off of what we're willing to fucking give up.
Who?
Well, that's why I said if we all
He's
band
saying that
together
we bought
instead of
into the
fucking
internet.
hating on
Everybody
each
go
other.
back to AOL right now. That's the solution.
Listen, who is
We gotta
that?
get aim back.
Sabrina, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat.
These goddamn glasses.
Dude, there are so many people fucking commenting tonight, man. Are you wearing my glasses? So you guys got the one lens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't fucking my vision up at all.
Right?
Damn, all
That's
right.
what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
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 They're
Fuck
perfect.
your whole game up, right?
Right.
You don't even notice that there's two different
man,
lens
you
don't even
casings
know.
here.
What the
I
fuck?
get on him every time now about it.
So Gary Vaynerchuk recently said,
Gary V.
Gary V, right? Gary V was talking about the internet, and he said, you know, a lot of people want to blame Russia for the last election. And he goes, I'm sorry, it's not Russia's fault. It's your fucking fault for buying into the shit that you fucking read and saw.
Because
He's
they
like,
don't
it's
read
not
it,
their
though.
fault.
Exactly.
They don't
It's
read
to
it.
see a picture
They
and
say
that's
that,
what
yeah,
you
they see
fucking
the headline
think.
and share it.
That's right.
It's like telling somebody when you download an app, right, and you say yes to fucking everything, you're giving up your freedom to everything. Everybody's
right.
got to, and then wonder why when they talk, Alexa picks up their shit, why their
Right.
fucking phone picks up their shit.
Right, right.
Did she hear me?
How cool is it? How cool is it that they sell a jamming bracelet for the Amazon Alexa now? But how quickly is that going to fucking turn over?
Every time you say that,
know,
that thing goes, and it's waiting to hear what you're taking
And it's like, oh, it's
fucking
just,
whales are coming back
and
on
it's
the
like, oh,
bed
it's
in the
just
bedroom.
Stones talking.
Yeah, it's just
Never
Stones. Don't worry about it. He's speaking to me motivationally.
mind. I can't wait for the day they put tiny Stoneses inside speakers,
Kareem's-
and then he just answers all your questions.
Tiny
But,
Stoneses.
just
Yeah, but he answers with
meandering,
Stones
just
answers.
mumbling,
It's like Alexa,
meandering
order this, and he's like,
nonsense
you know,
about solar panels.
I'm thinking you don't need that shit because I don't need that shit.
bore the shit out of me now.
I want to say hello to Sabra. I want to say what's up to Summer. Kareem said AOL is so 90s. Laura
I'm a
says
90s
AOL's
kid.
my junk file.
Still holding on to it. You're still holding.
I'm not saying rejoin AOL. I'm not a AOL advocate.
That's what you're saying.
Yes,
you're
you
an
are.
advocate.
No,
You're an
no,
advocate.
You're like, why do we not
saying-
keep AOL in
I'm
check?
saying
I let
we're just
Mac
letting
take
other
over AOL.
platforms.
Thank you. You guys.
We're letting other platforms
Think
take our
about
liberties.
Stones. Think about based
That's
on your
what's
comment.
happening.
Think about the amount of motherfuckers that are above the age of us. Okay,
Above.
I'll say
All right.
collectively.
All right,
Okay,
collectively above.
that went on the internet and they got their emails, they got everything, and
Right.
their computers are so full of ridiculous viruses that we don't even worry about because
Right.
we're smarter
'Cause we
than
don't
that to
do that.
download
Right.
that
Yeah,
shit.
right.
They clickbait fucking everything.
Hold up.
You know the amount of
100%
people
right.
that are on
100%
Facebook
right.
and open emails were like, you
I
know.
think that we're not being targeted is a fucking delusion, man.
No, it's
no,
not
no,
a
no,
target
no, no.
thing. We target, in America,
being
we target each
targeted.
other. Those companies go in
Sure.
and send
By
that spam
advertising.
shit.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
right.
not just that
Yeah.
international send me money bullshit. It's
Predatory spamming.
Yeah.
Predatory, dude.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've now given it to two platforms.
But
that
the
can now
platforms
filter how
realize
the
they
fuck,
don't
you
have
know.
to ghost call
Yeah,
retirement
they're
villages
writing-
anymore. They can
they're-
literally just
they're
email them.
writing the code on what spam blocks are. So when you
Gentlemen,
go outside of those two platforms,
can I change?
you now have an issue where you've given up the ability to
you
fucking
going to that?
validly use that email. You're gonna get this spam bullshit that would have been filtered through their fucking algorithms.
I'm changing
man.
the
That's
subject.
what's happening.
We're changing
dude.
the subject.
James, I want to clink you.
It's fucked.
I'm
man.
gonna click too.
I want everybody to clink.
Even
Even if you got a bottle of water.
Hey,
Calm your goddamn, calm your tits down. And your
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah, they're
Calm your
veggie
nonsense
tits.
down.
Veggie tits.
My foot
Hey,
tits.
what's up, Jody? How's it
Veggie
going, man? So I wanted to talk about the fact that I am very pleased to know that the new He-Man animated series is being directed and produced by Kevin Smith, and that Mark Hamill is going to be Skeletor,
And Henry
and
Rollins.
Henry Rollins is Triclops.
And the dude
And-
who was the Joker from the Batman gonna be in it.
That's right.
God, and the guy who played Batman in the Batman is gonna be in it.
That's right.
The kid?
That's right.
No.
Listen,
The,
if
Bat-
you're
the,
gonna
Batman was the animated Batman series that everyone forgot existed.
Wasn't Joker
It was 3
Mark
Oh, it's that guy?
Not in that one.
Not
no,
that one.
He
That
was
guy's
the,
still-
he was
doing
the
it?
Joker
video
in
game.
the Batman, the animated series. But there's another animated series that lasts 3 seasons that was called The Batman.
It was
I
it
know what
Bruce
you're
Wayne?
talking about.
Was it, I mean, well, obviously it was Bruce Wayne, but it was, was it the original guy doing the voiceovers
It was
for it?
Kevin. It was Kevin, whatever the fuck his last name is, who's also gonna be in He-Man. Dude, this is the craziest fucking lineup of actors.
Yeah.
You know what they
actors.
And by
just
the way-
ruined?
What?
Thundercats. They just tore it up.
What do you
What?
mean?
That
How?
new cartoon, right?
Thundercats
Oh, yeah,
roar.
the
Oh,
cartoon.
it's right
Oh, yeah.
Did you
What
see
the
it?
fuck is this?
Yeah,
This ain't a
I saw a
commercial.
trailer
Yeah.
Like
for
Teen
it. I'm like,
Titans
what
Go,
the fuck
but
is
No,
going on?
It's like
they
what?
did it in
Sorry?
that kind of.
Teen Titans Go,
It's
but
really good.
Thundercats.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm
it's
sorry
like
to
over,
indulge
it's
your
like
word, huh?
way over the top goofy.
Why? Why go that way? Like, why would
Because
But
they
it's
somebody...
like-
want to sell toys
And it's also
to
like
kids.
Which is
Steven
fine,
Universe
but do
drawing.
it
Like,
well.
many
Like,
other-
Thundercats
Wait,
did
wait. So
sell
does that
toys.
mean that there's going to
Right.
be a live action thing like Titans that comes out with that? Because
Dude,
if that's the
a
case, I
live
can't wait for the
action
adult version of
Thundercats would be
Thundercats.
like the Cats
Oh
movie
my
that just
God.
came
Who
out.
would
No,
be,
I think it would be
who
nuts.
would be the best Lionel?
How are you
Samuel
gonna
L.
have
Jackson.
Snarf? They're gonna have to CGI Snarf.
Oh no, you said
Probably.
Lionel.
Hologram.
Yeah,
Oh,
he'll be
what's
like
his
the-
name?
Robotic snarf.
The guy that's in all the Harry Potter movies.
Dude, you should get Seth Rogen to play Snarf.
Oh my fucking god. That makes so much sense.
I know, it's sick because it does actually make sense.
Dude, Chris Rockwell's in the chat. He just
I
said
thought he
something.
meant,
Hold on, man. He said, I was the biggest He-Man fan in the 80s. I still have toys in the box. Dude, you have toys in the box!
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
I have
But he
Skeletor.
doesn't care about the new
Dude,
He-Man. I don't care about it
He-Man
either, man.
and Battle Cat somewhere over
That's
there.
Bro,
and
hold
Skeletor.
on a minute,
I had
though.
the castle.
But Kevin
Castle
Smith
Grayskull.
running the new fucking He-Man,
Yeah.
that's the right guy for the job,
Of course
though.
it is. Of course it is.
It's
But
a
don't
right
you
guy.
think that that kind of undermines the whole original movie?
I
take
don't
on
know
He-Man?
yet. I don't know yet. If
Why?
it's that good.
You're worried about
Are you worried?
Dolph?
Yeah.
Oh boy, you're worried
And
about
don't you
Dolph.
fucking start
Dolph?
because for you've made some ridiculous comments about people who play roles in movies. Nick Cage and
Listen.
fucking.
By the way, Nicolas Cage is a genius.
They want
Ghost Rider 1, he was good.
Well, wait.
Ghost Rider 2 was
In Ghost Rider, no.
Raising
No.
Arizona? How is Raising Arizona not a
That's not
great
comparable to
movie?
He-Man. That's not.
Wait, whoa, first
Thank you.
they are working on. I'm almost
Nick
positive.
Cage should play Lionel.
No,
That's
he
it.
should play Skeletor.
Oh, shit.
Tell me that's yes,
He
goddamn
already
right.
looks like Skeletor.
There you go. Now
Nick
you're on
Nolte should
board.
play
Now you're on the Nick Cage train.
Yeah, bro. Kareem
Now
said,
you're right.
Yeah, bro. I feel you, but kids today don't know about the '80s He-Man. Rockwell says, still don't care. I want to know if Chill has the He-Man and/or Thundercats toys.
I never had a He-Man or Thundercats toy.
Let me tell you
man,
something.
you missed out.
Not only did
You're
I
like
have
a year
all
or
the
two
He-Man
behind.
toys,
That was it.
not only
That was all it was.
34.
Have you ever had a G.I.
Yo, the
Joe?
Thundercats
I
toys
had
were
G.I.
good.
G.I.
For sure.
Joe.
They had the little thing in the back. You could,
There's some
like,
Burger King fucking
the little
Thundercats
switches
shits,
and you had
man,
the
for
little
sure.
thing.
No,
Like a
remember my
battery
dude?
thing.
Remember the skunk
stuck in
dude
it?
with the patchouli in it, and you press the button and it smelled like patchouli, and you were like, "Yeah, man." What was the guy? What was the guy's name?
Stinkor.
Yeah, he had the liquid. He had the liquid in there. It was patchouli, and you pressed it.
They
And
were
you were like,
supposed to stink, but it was
"It
awesome.
was patchouli." And you were like, "My aunt's a hippie. I know what this smell
Yeah, right,
is.
I
You
know
don't
what this
smell
is,
bad."
right?
You remember Silverhawks?
Yes, I do remember
I,
Silverhawks.
I
right?
still have the bird, the
think that's the
giant
logo
bird.
before my time.
I played
I
with
feel like
that.
Spaceship
Silverhawks is like
You
the
were right
GoBots.
there,
I
man.
still
Like,
have
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yo,
dude.
you
Like,
still
yeah,
have it?
I still do. Yes, I got the
You
car.
guys remember Mask?
supposed to brought
The
up
little
Voltron
dudes with the
in this
cars that
discussion.
turned into
I
fucking
got the
like
Mack
airplanes.
truck, the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Yo.
The Camaro.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
Camaro.
it shot discs out.
Yeah,
of
it was fucking dope
Yeah.
as shit.
I was definitely a Transformers guy, though.
Oh yeah, without doubt. And Voltron.
How about
Voltron.
GoBots?
Yeah, see, I was like, nobody
Are
has brought that up yet.
listen,
Voltron's
listen.
fucking awesome.
I'm gonna ask you guys
Voltron's
something.
stuff.
Are GoBots cool or are they diet Transformers?
Diet Transformers.
Well, you can have Diet Transformers, but did you ever have?
I don't know what GoBots are.
They
Oh,
were
it's
like
the low
they were
budget
like,
Transformers.
It's low budget. It's like no frills
They
Transformers.
tried to DC
Netflix
Marvel,
had that
Marvel
show,
basically.
That's right. That's right.
They might have been first.
What
They
about
might have been first.
That's the diet Transformer.
I'm not sure, but they might
What
have been
are
first.
Boulder
But they were
Bots?
cheaper, yeah.
Boulder bots.
What's the Boulder?
You ain't
Bot?
never
It's
seen a
like a-
motherfucking Boulder Bot? It's a rock that turns into a Transformer.
That's
I
amazing.
think no, that was
No,
toy
it was
only.
like it
That
had
was toy only, right?
two arms and two legs.
Oh,
and that
hold
was
on,
it.
hold
was
on.
no-
That
there was
was
no
no
television
There was
show.
no
We
show.
are
no,
fired up
It was
tonight.
a toy.
Hold
I
on.
had one somewhere.
Kareem is
I
laughing.
had one.
You gotta bring this shit together.
Do you remember
Kareem
the McDonald's
says-
Transformer toys?
Oh,
Yeah. I found one of those in my basement. the
That's
other
when
day.
the
If I could work like
That's when the Arch
$10,000.
Deluxe came out. When the Arch Deluxe came out, they served it with the fucking Arch Deluxe. You could get it as a package.
They
I
had
ate about
they
5
had those
Arch
cars
Deluxes a
that
day.
you pull it back and it would pop up as it was driving. It
I
would
was
be
like
like,
230
That's
pounds
all I
at
did.
13 years old. Was like, I got all the fucking GoBots and fucking
Oh, man.
bots I could want.
You were doing the jiggle shake.
My
with the
cholesterol
shirt
is
on.
The jiggle shake.
I got a whole like a garbage bag full of boxes.
Hold on.
from all the toys.
Let's see. Kareem says, remember the GoBots? I never really got into Transformers or G.I. Joe. I had Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, He-Man, and Batman.
Oh, definitely.
So
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters, there were two
That was hard
Ghostbusters
to
in
I didn't hear
terms of
one Star
animated
Wars
series.
fucking piece in there. No one.
No, nobody said Star Wars yet. No.
Ghostbusters toys like were rare.
There were two
back then.
Ghostbusters. There was the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters.
There was a whole ghost genre, if you remember correctly. There was
I
the
remember.
Ghostbusters, and then like Beetlejuice was like right in that same fucking time frame.
I remember
Yeah.
the Beetlejuice toys.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters
Those were
though
kinda
sold
rare too, though.
Ecto
Ghostbusters
One,
too.
and they sold the
I didn't
sold the
grab the
fucking
Beetlejuice
actual
toys like
firehouse that they were in,
Nah.
and you could
Sure.
like walk around. But GI Joe had the goddamn aircraft carrier. And the aircraft carrier was off
That
the
shit
hook.
was so
You couldn't
expensive.
afford that shit.
No.
One of your friends had it. You were like,
You
"Yo, I'm
could
bring
have
over
got
my
it.
dudes,
Yeah.
and we're gonna play on your aircraft carrier."
You know what,
I never owned one.
Nobody
I
had
played the
one.
shit out of my
dude.
friend's aircraft
I
carrier.
got suckered into the Barbie '57 Chevy, man. That was my fucking jam. Like I, you
All right,
know,
we're
I
done with
was
this.
in like
Whoa,
a Barbie
hold
dude,
on a
but
minute.
I got
Hold
like,
on a
I'm
minute.
going
like that
Whoa.
'57 Chevy. That was a
57
big
Chevy
ass.
was a Corvette.
That was a
Shit,
big
a
ass.
1990 Corvette, I thought.
So I was looking at that. I was like, yo, that's a car model.
Listen,
like,
look,
like
hey,
that's some
yo,
shit. Like,
hold on a minute.
You haven't lived till you comb the hair of a Barbie doll for somebody else.
So Tiny Stones was playing with a Barbie Corvette filled with Transformers.
wasn't a Corvette. It was a '57 Chevy.
This sounds like a Robot Chicken episode waiting to happen.
It sounds like Pebbles.
Seth Green just made $1 million off of your idea.
Put
If
that
you're
model
watching
on-
this, Seth
Yo,
Green,
that was shelf-worthy.
Oh,
model.
Transformers in a Barbie
that was-
car.
Oh my God.
That was a
Look,
shelf-worthy,
listen, folks.
shelf-worthy model, my friend.
Toxic Avengers.
I know
Toxic
Toxic
Avengers.
Thundercats was my shit. Oh! I hear you,
Toxic
bro.
Avengers,
I hear
bro.
it. Listen, dude, we gotta cut to our first break, dude.
I
We
was
gotta cut
lined
to
up
our
for
break.
Halloween one time.
Oh, fuck yeah. Look at him. Fucking hate, dude. Listen, we gotta cut to our first break. There's gonna be a timer in the corner. You're gonna see all kinds of fucking performances from last season and this season in there. So turn that shit way up. Support the artists that you see. Hit like on this page. And just say something in the chat, even if it's just the word something. I don't give a fuck. Just say something and share it and all that other shit. And Matt, if you don't fucking stop me, dude, I'm not gonna stop, man. So let me know when we're out. Let me know when the fucking content is running so I can take a break. And all right, Jesus Christ. Woo! What a night, man.
This song is unreleased. This is a brand new song off of regularly scheduled programming titled Bluntville. And bye, that's it. It has not been released anywhere. This is the premiere.
Watch this demonstration.
I made the beat for this one. This is one of my self-produced tracks. I performed this one time before at the Mill Hill Basement. So technically it's been seen, but by very few eyes. This is the world premiere. Check it out. Chain smoking Bluntvilles, contemplating what's real. I've been racing uphill, trying to make a fucking meal. Hungry man, what's the deal? Your belt buckle getting stuck. Only time you tuck the steel, yup, it's real. Gibby get the legend back to run the field. Busy as fuck still, and everybody wanna chill. I'm grateful for the love, but they was hating on the scrub not that long ago. Got the longer dough, what they thinking in they mud? Like what you drinking in your mug? Gibby Gibber, fill it up. Sight what it's really like, I'm in the negative with funds. But as corny as it sounds, I'm feeling rich with opportunity. Got a fistful of this loot, I'ma spend it it all while doing these ciphers and shows. Light intro and then I'm moving 3 spaces. I'm me states away to hit the stage. New to me like it's school to me. New kid, don't tutor me, cause I do this. Make movement, stream lucid. Take 2 hits of that new fifth. Lately I got a lot on my mind, baby, but I know that we gon' be fine. Gotta keep up with the heat, I'm feeling seasoned in my prime. And all I ever needed was a reason and a rhyme. Lately I got a lot on my mind, baby, but I know that we gon' be fine. Gotta keep up with the heat, I'm feeling seasoned in my prime. And all I ever needed was a reason and a rhyme. Fuck the safer route, positive that I'll make it now. They can never take my cloud of paper out my bank account. Hit the stage and wow the crowd, take a bow, the haze come out. I hit it twice and make a cloud before a hater can make a sound. They can doubt, but it won't take a toll on me. As if I had an easy pass attached and we ain't rolling deep. I roll with 3, maybe 2 homies that done made the crew. They all knew the many places making tunes would take me to. Staring out Mount Rushmore, motherfucker, make some room. Now I'm finna invade the moon, the space is spread my greatness too. They only say they love me when I'm out of town. I'm a couple states away, so hit me when I'm back around. Blunt hit it, Asher hit it, ain't no passing around. I'm by my lonely for the night, putting in work in mass amounts. My ex, I used to text her shit, trying to call my phone. I told that hoe I'm doing better now, like Post Malone. Lately I got a lot on my mind, baby, but I know that we gon' be fine. Gotta keep up with the heat, I'm feeling seasoned in my prime. And all I ever needed was a reason and a rhyme. Lately I got a lot on my mind, baby, but I know that we gon' be fine. Gotta keep up with the heat, I'm feeling seasoned in my prime. And all I ever needed was a reason and a rhyme. Now, that is Bluntville. Off of the upcoming album, regularly scheduled programming, coming this motherfucking winter. You got the exclusive here on Awesome Talk, the best podcast on the East Coast. I'm claiming that now. Thank you, I appreciate y'all.
I'm so happy to have you guys. Fucking Awesome Talk is fucking awesome. I'm having a great time. It's been a rough couple of years. Craving all your innocence, how one could live for days like this. Well, I've been memorizing patterns, compromising my existence, living just to stay distracted, to survive our reenactment. Seems to be recalled, pretend to be an individual, outwardly effortless. I'm well versed in your politics, but I cannot go on like this. I cannot go on in bliss through history. We left our mark. The problem is it smells like tar. The problem is it fuels the car. The problem is maybe it's the way that we communicate. Are we inherently selfish, inbred, or agitated? While we're founded and surrounded here by white supremacy, but all the people who can change things are the ones that fail to see. Are we the offspring of the most violent rapists of our time? Because back then the biggest assholes were the ones that could survive, or so they say, or so they shouted out a car at me when I walked down the street. Cause I'll just shake my fist and vow to avenge my own murderous ancestry. Blah. Solutions are evasive to this lackadaisical equation. Some become complacent, clean the cobwebs from the basement, dust the boxes full of memoirs. Hesitant, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Just show me yours. Show me, buying into superstition, appropriate misinformation. Fake now is our only fate left, so let's get annihilated. Hear the music, time to face it. Did we choose this? Can we change it? Did you walk 2 fucking moons, bitch? Cause we're all doomed if you didn't. Maybe it's the way that we communicate. Are we inherently selfish, inbred, or agitated? While we're founded and surrounded here by white supremacy, but all the people who could change things are the ones that fail to see. Are we the offspring of the most violent rapists over time? Because back then the biggest assholes were the ones that could survive, and so they say, so they wrote it in a book. But hey, that book, by the way. And it's just, it's not dangerous if I'm dangerous. 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 If I'm dangerous. If I'm dangerous. If I'm dangerous. Thank you. You sure? One more? Is that okay? Okay.
Decision now!
Sunny side.
Yes?
Chords all like, oh. Yep.
In late stage capitalism, it's very easy to look out into this world and see a lot of bleakness. But we here at the Swagmatics want you to try your best to realize you have a whole life to live.
Out in the distance, on the horizon, I dreams of a better tomorrow. But maybe today may be cloudy and gray, and every hour is sorrow. Say it's alright. You gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the sunny side. It is alright. Let it ride. Down on the corner, under the street lamp, you stand with your hand in your pocket. The world is turning, everything's changing, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's alright. You gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the sunny side. It's alright. Let it ride.
Take it, man.
Keep on keeping on, yeah. Yeah. Silver linings seldom found when you're looking down. Raise your eyes, realize I've been standing by your side. Yeah. Say that it's alright. You gotta see the bigger picture. You gotta see the sunny side. It's alright.
That is fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, dude.
Hi, fans.
Can I just say something? My house is so much fucking cooler than your fucking house.
Yes, it is, bro.
Sorry. It just is.
Truth hurts.
So much gas inside now.
Thank you.
The night grows dark, it gets cold again. Sometimes I wonder where you've been. And even though I've heard all the reasons why, you'll always be that star in my sky. If these walls could talk, they try to forget the time they've spent hearing me lament. 'Cause the pain I feel just can't be pushed aside. 'Cause you'll always be that star in my sky. Well, everyone I know says you did me wrong. Well, I never thought I'd have to sing this song, 'cause we promised our love until the day we die. So you'll always be that star in my sky. But I'll stand alone, I'll look up above. I can only imagine what you're dreaming of. What did you really mean when you said we could try? Was that your gentle way to pass me by? 'Cause it feels just like a dream flowing through my mind. The spaces in between, connected by a line. When I look for you, it seems like I was never left behind. 'Cause in the corner of my eye, you'll always be that star in my sky.
That was a strong finish.
Thanks.
Damn.
Awesome talk.
Thank you so much, Keith.
7, episode 11.
Season 11, episode 7.
Season 11, episode 7.
It's 7-11.
Thank you all. It's been a blast.
This one's for Lil Omega. He loves this song. He couldn't be here. I'm gonna fuck this one up for sure, though. This is a new one. This is how we do it. Yeah, I got this. I'm the Harvey Dent of Trenton. Hit me, but you barely put a dent in. I send you to the dentist. My heart breaks, I mend it. Trenton makes the world's pretending. East Coast realism. Send my New Brunswick friends in. You get high, I've ascended. Give me a bond, I bend it. Give me a rule, I break it. The cycle's never ending. I rap tremendous. I rap condescending. I don't believe in the system, but I am the defendant. I want no detention. I get mad attention. An honorable mention. The point of mad contention. Iron Fist and Luke Cage. Heroes for the rentin'. Feeling friendless. High stakes. Fuck a friendship. DKFG, relentless and endless. Stand up against the tempest. My temper, I'm senseless. Nobody's on the guest list. I get shit, you're bested. I use no Smith & Wesson. Used to go to confession. Now I push it down like it was indigestion. The Catholic Church is evil, protecting priests molesting. I take no suggestions. I take indiscretions to the face and eat them.
Shit out raps from digestion.
My style's impressive. Your style's depressing. I always say fuck off, but this time I meant it. Trenton, I'm a resident. Chambersburg, I'm president. Fuck what you believe in and everything you represent. I am now exempt. You ask for strife, it's what you get. My evidence is heaven sent, but hell is where I'm headed next. Sisyphus, 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 666, Sisyphus, 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 Sisyphus. I did better than I thought I would do on that one, so that's a win. That's a win. Awesome talk. DKFG. Thank you guys for having me.
Ready when you're ready.
Big up to Awesome Talk, though, huh?
Ready when you're ready.
I'm ready when I'm ready.
Whenever you want to drop that. Yeah. Like, whenever you want it, you might get it. Don't swan it, you're the next. It's the epic, don't sweat it. Don't forget the kinetic energy flexing. Check how we do it in Belmar from Trenton. I took 95 to the east, the direction. Not to mention everything was flexing. The rain started falling, the beat started calling, and Rob said, you better do that shit that making people just bob head and rock with it, non-stop dropping. Everything is cool, yeah. Don't you assume an assumption, cause I have to switch the function in your face. Come through amazing and leave the whole trail blazing. Everything is cool, we had a discussion about the nation and all the fucking type of shit that's mad and crazed in the installation and the flayed education and the financial institution, the shit they're producing and the way that they're moving. Keep it cool when I'm cruising. Yeah, my man Matt Rockasset is producing the whole ill material. Yeah, in the morning with the cereal, I bring it back together with material you never heard of. I bring it from the outer galaxies, off of my noggin, yeah. Make a little salary, but it's never enough because the stuff costs too much in this life we live. So what's up? Yeah, straight off the noggin, off the top. That's how we do it when my man Rob, when we rock. So yo, I'm about to give a little flex as he takes a little breath and go on to the next. And like back to the dirt, I return, let it burn again. Turn clock back to the boom bap and make them learn. That's how we burn when we rock it in the set. Live and kinetic with edge energy, we flex so they have something to spit with it. We'll spit shit till they split and they spit liquid. Form form-fitted, lyrical, clothes, beats, and artistry, not just an addition. It's a part of me. Rock to the rhythm I'm living, I put my heart in it. I'm just a sub in the game, I didn't start in it, but I'ma make a run now. Some way and somehow. 5 consonants, 1 vowel, spin the wheel. I'm so tired of spinning wheels. I don't like division, but I'ma say how I feel. Truth over fiction, regardless of truth's friction. The gaps need bridging like when there's a tooth missing. Who few will listen to such as I backslidden? In these days when more and more less of a F's given. Text written, sorted, distorted, a small fortune worth none to some, to others a small fortune. This is a mic check, check that gut. How does it feel? Have you had enough? Awesome talk season just starting to get warmed up. Yup, like this. It's a mic check, check that gut. How does it feel? Have you had enough? Awesome talk is just starting to get warmed up. Yup. Peace. Respect. Thanks, y'all.
Hey. Guys.
Peace, Rick. Thank you, man.
God, you guys
Rob,
put out
man.
a fucking album.
It's mad fun, yeah.
Hey, this is Rick from Awesome Talk. Why not go grab yourself a beer, because we'll be right back. Back.
Sweating my ass.
We're back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Awesome Talk Season 12, Episode 9, February 18th, 2020.
Hey,
Hi, all. Here we go.
Oh, I just missed it. There's a Venom Carnage fucking trailer out.
What?
Oh, yeah?
That's my reaction to everything, man.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
so dude, they are
so,
making
go
a
ahead.
live-action He-Man that they've been working on for
Oh,
fucking
there's a
ever.
live-action He-Man?
So
Yeah,
there's
they've
a
been
there's a
working on it
live action
forever.
Jurassic Park that looks fucking
Exactly.
out of control.
Yeah.
Like the Robo fucking
Correct.
tronics on
Yeah,
it
I know,
they're
we wanted
huge
to go see
creatures.
it, but we
like
didn't.
it's
We didn't really want to.
didn't mean to bring up a sore topic.
No,
You're fine. It's not a sore topic.
Didn't mean to do that.
It's not a sore topic.
It looked badass.
Dude, Jurassic Park live on stage looked way more badass than I thought it was going to look.
All
It
right.
looked more badass than...
So wait, who would you cast?
Okay.
Who would you cast as the live-action He-Man now?
Okay, I'm over it.
And don't say.
I gotta see this shit.
That cosplayer that
Hold on.
everybody that went viral.
What's
a
going
long
on
time
here?
Ago.
Sorry, there
Oh,
might
I
be...
don't know if I've
There's
seen
a-
it.
Listen, folks.
There's mutiny afoot.
Listen. I see Will. Listen, hold on before you say it. I see Lisa in the chat. I see Charlie in the chat. I see Will in the chat. I see Sarah in the chat. I see Angelo Gingerelli in the
like the
chat.
first one.
Hold on, Kareem is in the chat. What's up, everybody? Listen, so really quick, we need to get to that immediately.
Immediately.
But before we do it, a fast around the bar. I'm Rick, your host.
I'm Rob.
That. Please.
Chill Smith.
Stones.
Sarah.
Done.
Matt.
Thank you.
Non-fundamentalist Chuckle. Listen.
It's a good compromise.
Okay.
For fuck's sake.
Okay.
So
I
there
have
is
so
going
many
to be
problems right now.
there's going to be a Goonies reboot. That's what we just looked
Why?
at. That's
Hold
what we
up.
just saw. A Goonies reboot.
There he is.
I say you could take
Wait,
all
so
the
you
kids.
say reboot or just another?
No, it's a reboot.
It's a reboot.
So it's the
Reboot or
same
remake?
movie again?
No,
Yeah,
it's never the
and
same
it's-
movie again.
Well,
It's a lighter
Or
version.
is it just gonna end up being
always
the
a lighter
original
version.
cast's kids?
They don't have
Kids.
kids.
Yeah.
They ain't got
In
kids.
the movie fucking kids.
Oh,
Right.
so
Wow,
it's
what
gonna
a
be
terrible-
grown up and their
gonna
kids.
be Josh
are
Brolin's
grown up.
kids.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I assume that's what we're looking at here. 'cause
There will be
that's
much
All
less
right,
fat
so who's
shaming.
cast as Data Jr.?
definitely.
Who's cast as Data Jr.?
How are you
Seems
gonna
too young
cast any
to-
of this?
to
Like,
know any-
how are
I
you
mean,
gonna
so
have?
you'd have to
the
pick 'em out of a
target
crowd.
guy?
Somebody
How are you gonna have
somebody that has the same.
What is going?
Somebody that has the same skull
What's gonna
features.
happen?
You couldn't even.
Well, of course.
It's way younger.
I'm done with this guy. I can't tonight. What?
Skull features.
Some good skull features.
Turned into
Mike.
some Herbert Spencer fucking
Yeah.
social Darwinist shit. What the fuck? Oh god. Skull features.
That got deep quick. Holy shit.
All right, so no.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Do you
There's
feel
a
bad about
couple
reboots?
movies. No, there's just a couple movies.
No. Look, to be honest with you, man, I don't mind reboots. I don't care if you do them forever.
Do you mind
There are
this reboot?
timeless classics. You
Yeah, but-
cannot-
yeah, but like what?
Like
no
what?
one can reboot. You can't reboot Back to the Future.
You can't
Wait,
reboot
wait,
the same
hold on,
movie.
wait, why not?
Because I fucking said so.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
fucking
all right.
right. No.
Listen, they're gonna
What do you
reboot
mean, no?
Gremlins.
Yeah,
You don't
they-
want to see what Gremlins would look like now?
No.
If they could do
No, I
Gremlins
don't.
now.
No, I don't.
They
I'm
do
on board
fucking-
with Gremlins.
Right, you're on board with Gremlins.
Back to the Future
Hell
Hurt.
no.
Well,
No.
That was actually.
Was there a
fucking-
reboot?
It was a reboot,
I
but
don't
they
know.
were bigger, and it was
No.
actually
Bigger
weird.
critters.
No, I need the critter.
It was weird, but it
So
was
there
fucking
actually
cool.
are
Yeah, but what
pretty-
made
they're
Gremlins
doing an
great was like the
animated Gremlins
puppeteering
series
and
for
the
HBO.
actual,
Yes,
the
so was it
actual
CGI?
effects.
Is Gremlins
So it
CGI?
can't be
But it's
great
in the
now.
same-
No.
CGI? Nah.
Spike.
Yeah, I
Spike
want to
the
see
dude
a
with the
trailer.
spikes.
So
Right.
maybe
There's-
I'll make
There's
up
so
my
many
mind.
of them.
What's up, Jay Lucy? What's up, Will Nebula? How's
So
it going,
dude, they
man?
reboot Back to the Future and they have like a Ford Fusion or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yo, it
Did
was
you
just
see-
fucking new Tesla truck.
Yo, did you guys see the
Oh,
fucking
yeah, dude.
Have you ever seen that shit where they take the
Probably be a
face of
Hummer or
somebody else and
something.
put them over
Yep,
the actor?
yep.
So they did it Back to the Future with,
Right.
with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh
and
my
the kid that
God.
plays
Dude.
Spider-Man.
Right, and it's awesome.
It's to
Did
the
you
awesome.
T. Like,
Right.
if you were going to
Wait.
make the movie
Tom
again, you
Holland.
could
Did
do
you
those
guys
two
see
guys.
the
Tom
one
Holland,
where they
yeah.
put Heath Ledger's face on Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
Oh,
it's
haunting.
so fucking
Haunting.
It's like uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's hard to watch, dude.
It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. And dude, man, I talked to people who saw the Joker, man. And some people were worried about it.
Oh,
What do you mean worried about?
worried
They
about
were
the
like,
important
they were
shit.
like, do you think that the Joker exploits a certain element of mental illness?
No.
And I said, well,
Grandizes it. I think that's
no,
more-
no,
Are
I
you
don't think
talking
it
about the
I
aggrandizes.
Joker?
guess if you
that's the
love
thing
to
with
fucking
James
murder.
Holmes.
I mean, maybe it's
Right.
that. Nobody worded it to me that way, but now that you're saying it, it sort of makes sense to me. But like, I don't know, I didn't view it that way. When I saw the Joker, I was like,
You didn't view a
this is-
Batman film as
Hold
grandizing
on.
mental illness? Like,
Right.
Well, that's a good
really?
point. That's a good point.
They just pick and choose when they use the words.
That's right. That's right. But when it came to the Joker, though,
I mean, a main character in all of Batman's existence is a fucking mental asylum. I mean, the actual
Arkham.
asylum is
Yeah.
a basically a character.
But are they not?
But I
To
mean,
the
Harley
extreme
Quinn is a
of
fucking
every mental
psychiatrist who
Is
fell
not
in love
Batman
with a
fucking crazy?
patient.
Absolutely.
That's what Harley
But
is.
look at the patient she fell into. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point is, I
Definitely
just don't
fell
feel
into
like
him.
that's what the
Twice.
I don't feel like that's what the message of the
Just
Joker
twice?
movie was.
one
Like,
at a time.
I feel like you can pick anything
It's all
apart.
Batman's
in
always
that
been about
way.
trauma and this and that.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, like,
yeah, exactly.
it's a
Bruce
main
Wayne
thing.
watched his fucking parents get murdered in front of him, and then
So
he
at
turned
what-
into a fucking Batman.
At
Like,
what point
that's
does
a
it
fucking
become?
issue.
At what point does it become offensive to use somebody's certain condition or situation as a basis for, say, a film or any other piece of artwork?
Yeah, I don't think it does.
I think that with Joaquin Phoenix, when I watched The Joker, I felt bad the whole time. There was never a point where I watched him that film and went, "Wow, I want to be like that guy."
Well,
I
isn't
looked at
there-
it and I said, "Oh my god, like this is believable."
These are people I
pain."
know,
100%,
yeah.
yeah.
So don't you think there's a difference between? I mean, when that movie was going to come out, the preparedness for that movie to come out was that this was going to be a theatrical version of it, and that was a criticism well before it came out. Was that are we going to get the comic book Joker that you want,
Right.
or are we going to get a dark side of reality behind this? And the point is that movie was made to bring to life things that can cause the shit we see in
Right.
society all of the time. Maybe not to that extreme, but
Well,
but
I
we
mean,
have
did
always
the
kind of-
writers know that in the future there'd be a fucking grandizing of a villain in that
No,
way?
but the
mental
thing,
illness?
I mean,
Like,
I think
did
that's
they
the
know
difference.
that the system was going to collapse in such a way where like what he was saying was actually
a reality every day for like
making
20% of the population.
Sure.
I mean,
I think a lot of people can relate with
yeah,
that.
I think
Like,
you can.
Sure.
I think you absolutely can.
Even if you don't snap to that degree.
But for so long, Batman was the hero in that fucking story. You know, like this other side of the story was never.
Does this?
Never
Do you think
told
this makes the
officially.
Joker a hero?
I think this certainly makes
Batman
the
was
Joker
never
a hero in
relatable.
way.
A billionaire that
Yeah, no, you're right. He's
can
not
do whatever the
relatable.
hell he wants.
Sure.
That's not relatable.
Yeah, but he was a grandized.
I think that
hero.
once you cross
He was-
that
it was a
line, like
hero
I think for
story.
many people who are Marvel
That's what it
fans,
was- that's
and
what it
I'm
was
talking as a
based
huge
on.
comic book fan,
Sure.
like
I
when
always
when-
thought
when
that Batman
Logan
was more
came
relatable
out.
to the villains anyway.
Did you?
Always.
Right, because there's people out there whose personalities kind of realize what's
Yeah.
going on between those.
People did it with
But
Thanos.
are there anybody that really
like
relates
you
to
didn't,
the
you didn't
Riddler?
feel an air of
Yeah,
confidence in
right.
what Thanos was talking about.
Maybe some nerd out there
with him
fucking
killing all of
just
your
fucking
favorite
snapped
heroes.
one
like,
day, like I'm tired of getting fucking.
that
picked
was the
on.
point. He made a great point. That's the point of Thanos. Like Thanos comes in and you're like, you might be right. At the same time, I don't want to watch.
Dude, that's the way I
half
feel.
the people I know.
That's the
die.
way I feel about Magneto.
Genghis Khan.
Magneto
like
makes
Thanos.
a lot of sense.
Magneto's not wrong.
Genghis
He's not
Khan
wrong.
was Thanos. He fucking took out all these fucking people and actually changed the whole fucking planet because of it.
Yeah.
Like the planet actually.
I think there's a
changed
big. I think
because
there's a
of this
big
guy killing
line
so many
between.
people.
I mean, and it's a very wide kind of space between living out the comic books that you read and leave them in comic space where it's it's entertaining.
I didn't see it.
And you go, this is whatever.
just
When you
had
get a
major
different type
deja
of
vu.
when you
But
get a
I'm into
different
it. Like,
type
if you
of
saw it, fucking,
director
it's
who's
awesome.
like, let's
I saw
apply
it
this to
twice.
where I
Yeah,
take
it's
this
real
guy and this guy and make a movie out of the people who are the actual characters in those comic books. The authors of those comic books were talking about real life. So when you apply real life to it, and I say this about Logan, when Logan came out, it was like, this has been Wolverine the whole fucking time. Like, Wolverine should have always been a rated R fucking character. Somebody who murders people.
100%.
And when you apply that and you take away the Fox kind of X-Men cartoonish aspect of having super mutants, and then you apply it to a fucking real life scenario where somebody's conflicted with all of the shit that guy's conflicted with. You throw that movie out and you realize, wow, all comic books should be rated R because the things that are happening in them in real life scenarios are crazy.
fucking
but we're at a
bloody.
point in time with all of the drugs
Yeah.
and all the shit we've gone on health-wise, it applies to a lot of people on a metaphorical level. You know, in a kind of analogy kind of level where you're like, holy shit, that could be this, that,
the
or
whole
somebody I
idea of,
know.
like,
Where I'm
X-Men
like,
is
God damn,
like-
if you had adamantium claws, I know the person in my head who's gonna fucking snap like that, or like, and it's for older people who understood those comic books as kids and now see the reality of it.
Yeah.
All of those things come to fruition.
Sure.
Younger kids still see it as a comic book character or a mutant or shit like that, but when you get into an adult, we're in a different. Like, we're the first generation that had all these characters.
Yeah,
We
sure.
had
Now we're
all these
adults.
people.
Sure.
But the
Right.
people that were writing them were our age or older when they were writing them based on their life experiences.
Right.
So all the
So
shit.
how does that affect us?
So what I'm saying
know?
is, as you watch them, you know, you start to relate to
well,
those
yeah,
people.
exactly. And the other thing is, like, the stories aren't necessarily changing that much. We're getting older and interpreting it differently.
Right.
Like, a younger
Right.
generation is going to see the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, and they're not going to see what they're not going to look at it and be like, that's a mental illness. But, like, it's broken down differently depending on
Right.
the age. Because, like, The Killing Joke came out fucking forever ago, and that shit was dark as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it was
not
bad.
like this Joker movie's the first dark Joker. The Joker is fucking dark, dude. Like,
Yeah,
he
horrible,
does
yeah.
horrible, fucked up, crazy shit. Like, the reason
But
why
you don't think about that
Oracle
when you're
exists
12.
is because the
You know, you're
Joker
watching
fucking
that,
shot
Batman's
Barbara.
gonna whoop this guy's ass. He's fucked up.
Yeah, but
you
is
know?
it like, is it a mental illness or is it like an any man situation? Where
It's an any man
It's a
situation.
victim
It's an
of
any man
circumstance.
It's art imitating life.
Yes,
That's what it is.
it's Michael Douglas in Falling Down.
Yes.
Except for what face.
Yes.
Dude, absolutely.
That's every
man.
day of like half the population
For a
of the
lot of
United
people.
States. Like they
That
could
could-
snap
yeah.
at any fucking point in
Some
time.
people are one fucking bad moment away from really fucking up everybody around them. That's a problem,
Probably.
dude. That's a fucking
with
cultural
complete
issue,
access
dude.
to do it.
Absolutely.
Like everybody's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, we don't combat this shit, and you're like, what are you talking combat? What?
Yeah.
Like anybody could walk into any area that they live in or work in and do what happens on a mass scale, just because it applies to schools and just because people are struggling hard.
Sure.
And those type of movies are made to entertain, but they're made to bring to life some shit, and it takes a higher level, I think, of understanding or living through those circumstances to go, I'm experiencing what that person experienced.
Did you guys watch the 1990s X-Men?
Yeah, my whole life. Yeah,
I hated it as a kid.
Hated it.
Watched it as
the
an
cartoon?
adult.
Cartoon or the movies?
Cartoon.
Oh no, I love the cartoon.
As a kid, I didn't like the cartoons.
Why?
Okay, why?
It just wasn't entertaining to me.
Okay.
I still got the
And now,
But as an adult, oh my god, I love them.
Why? What's the difference?
It's relatable, but and also I know like what they stand for, like the X-Men. Like they're just a marginalized group of people.
Right.
They're not trying to sell a product the whole goddamn time. Like
Yeah, but I gotta be honest with you.
I like the cartoon better than all the movies that
Oh,
have
for
been
sure.
coming out.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
always feel like
hardcore.
I always relate to Magneto. I'm always like Magneto
I like
is
Magneto.
right
He
because he might be a fucking asshole to
He's
some
the
degree.
extremist.
But he's a
But-
counterculturist.
hold on. He
Understands the
exists
other
for a
side,
reason.
right.
But sometimes
People
is
say
there
the
a
same shit about
difference?
Thanos.
It's a victim of
Is there a
circumstance.
Same
difference?
fucking thing.
Is there
I
a
mean,
difference between
yeah.
an extremist and a realist?
No.
Because
You still
Magneto
like the
saw the
idea of-
writing on the wall and he said, "This is the way we're viewed. It's not going to fucking change. Fight all the
But
fuck
the
you
extreme
want."
part was the fight. It was let's go back and murder everybody.
Let's
who
kill
doesn't
everybody
like
but
us.
us.
But you know what?
Right.
Stones,
Whereas-
the
I mean,
whole
he had-
Thanos thing wasn't the
it's
same in the
mutant
comics.
patriarchy.
Sure.
No,
It
it
It was a
there
different reason.
There was a different story.
Different reason. He only did it
went back and
for
forth
Lady
a lot
Death.
more times. You know, like it,
Sure.
That was the
like-
only reason he did it. in
Right.
the
There
comics.
was more to that story.
Yeah.
But he definitely got the rings back.
Had nothing to do with
You know,
his
they
his
gave-
ideals and this
yeah,
and
but-
that.
but-
It
but
was
the
like
chicks
she
who
was
split
like,
the powers
"Oh,
up
kill
from
half the universe and I'll
the
be with
women
you."
that split the powers up from him in the comic books ended up giving the power back to him because they realized like that he wasn't wrong. So it went back and forth a couple times.
The whole thing was
Reality of
weird.
that
Yeah.
situation.
It's like a hindsight. Is
So the
2020
Goonies
type
should
thing.
or should not be rebooted.
It's a no for me.
It's a no.
It's
a no for me.
So Goonies.
Thanos snap. That's how I'm
I feel like
I don't think it's worthy of it. I think the movie was great as a piece, and that's it. Back to the Future, I don't think it should be rebooted.
By the way, Darnell Il Omega
Monster
is.
Squad should not be rebooted.
Wait, why on Back to the Future though? I mean, Back to the Future.
I'll give you. You what? Listen, I'll give you top 5 movies that can't be rebooted.
Yeah, but there's an
Listen,
original cast.
top 5 movies
There's
that
an
They can all
can't be
be.
original
rebooted.
There are
cast
no
thing that's
5.
occurring. So
I
like
wanna hear
there's
his
so
top
many
5.
years.
I wanna hear
later,
him. Go ahead.
like-
Top
You can't
5
replace
movies.
Doc
Listen,
Brown.
Top 5 movies that
Go
can't be
ahead, go
rebooted,
ahead.
right? And they're in no particular order. You cannot reboot Back to the Future because that is a timeless trilogy that it just exists where it
Except for the
exists.
third. That's not
Because
that
I don't want to see
can't
the
be
car replaced. I don't want to see
It's
the
still part of
timeline
it, though.
replaced.
It's garbage.
I don't want to see anything. It was a DeLorean.
Yeah,
It
right.
stays
The
a
Crystal
DeLorean,
Skull
that's it.
is Indiana
It's
Jones.
still part of you.
Yeah, sure.
You immortalized
Whether you
it
like it
with
or not.
the fucking DeLorean. We're not
Feel like I've been
recreating
about that fucking
DeLoreans
yard.
to recreate
All right,
that
next
movie.
one.
Go ahead.
Number 2, you cannot replace the Goonies. It's just not. I mean, you could replace it with similar
Like,
plot
I can
lines with
see
other
how
characters, but you cannot
People
call
would be
it
more offended
Goonies.
by it nowadays.
Yeah, but it's
No, not at all. That
Goonies
movie,
though, the actors are replaceable.
totally,
no.
What?
totally.
I
No.
think so.
Totally.
Absolutely.
You can't
Take all the
Data.
Stranger
Replace
Things
Data.
kids
You
and put
can't
all the
replace-
Stranger
That's exactly
Things
what I said.
kids
You can't
into the
replace
fucking
Data.
right.
No, and you
But like
and
Back to the Future, Doc Brown, he's not replaceable.
No.
Like, you can't get anybody but Christopher.
you
Lloyd
cannot
to play
replace the movie Monster
that
Squad.
character.
If any of you have never seen Monster Squad, you
I don't know, man.
cannot
Rick and Morty did it pretty
You
well.
cannot replace that movie.
All right,
They didn't
wait.
replace it. They didn't replace it.
All right, what's your next one?
So, out of all of the reboots that you could do, you have to think about where like the character lies in a mortal image of who that person is. Doc
Sure.
Brown is that fucking person.
Sure.
That's
right?
that guy right
Immortal.
there, Doc
Arguably,
Brown.
Doc Brown. No, that's
That
not
is
Doc
him.
Brown.
That is
man.
him, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That is
You made him an alcoholic, which changed everything. He couldn't just be a crazy.
If you
fucking...
make him an alcoholic, you turn him into this.
that's
That was
him.
deeply metaphoric, by the way.
That's Rick and Morty was based off of that. You know that. Right?
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but it's not the same fucking thing.
I mean, they're a tribute.
Kareem says
They're not
Joker Rock
traveling in
is
time. They're going into the cosmos and developing interdimensions.
That's the next step. It's just
All right, so you
evolution
can
of it.
you can evolve things. You can evolve things.
Sure.
But when you think about it, those movies, right? So I only nailed 3 of them. And if we and right there, you see the pushback of it. It can
Sure.
happen. It can't happen.
Sure.
I think you're going to consistently have cinematography criticized over whether it can or cannot reboot movies. Some of them come out.
But
really
why
good,
not a
some of them
derivative
are
instead of a
absolutely
reboot?
garbage.
Yeah,
That's a
derivatives
derivative,
work.
but it had to come
Yeah,
out.
what do you
But
mean?
Derivative.
But
What do you
every
mean?
What do you mean?
listen,
That's a
that
derivative.
no. As its basis, isn't that the whole thing of theater? Like, there's tons of reboots.
Oh, for sure.
You don't realize
well, I mean,
it because
if
they're
you
different
wanna bring
names.
Back
Different.
to the Future to this.
And by the way, if you want to
Stage.
talk about theater,
I'm
we can
all
talk
for
about
that.
Nicolas Cage, and I can
If
send
you
you a
wanna make-
documentary
if you
that'll
wanna,
blow
like,
your mind.
If
can
you
pay
want to make,
homage.
if
Look,
you
you
want to
can pay
make,
homage to
if you want to
shit.
make a reboot of something where it's not a reboot, it's
Yeah.
just something that follows the same
Yeah, you
line.
pay respect
This
to
isn't
it.
a reboot. This shit is something that was a derivative of.
It's like
It's done a lot of different things.
It at the very least
Do
pays,
not.
It at very
Like
least pays
Ghostbusters, the new
homage
Ghostbusters,
to.
that's
It
not
pays
Ghostbusters.
homage to fucking.
And the one that's coming out now
Back
is
to the
not
Future.
Ghostbusters.
That's what that
Ghostbusters
show
is fucking
does.
Ghostbusters.
But don't
You
reboot
could
it.
never make another fucking Johnny Five.
I think
okay?
if you had
Johnny
original
Five
Johnny
is
Five.
always Johnny Five.
Yeah, but that's no.
Yes,
no. That
fucking
is,
yes.
I
You
think
can
you-
make another movie
I
that's
think you
different
could.
than
I
that.
think you could throw Johnny Five into a dystopian society and still have a fucking punk rock as hell outcome
Dude,
out of the
yeah,
goddamn
but now, you know what? No, right now, though, if it came out, Johnny Five would be one of those fucking nightmare robots you see that will have like all fours and they climb walls and forests and shit and like those like spider robots. Those like, do you see those videos? Those fucking terrifying. That's what Johnny Five would be now.
Johnny Five
That's
in a
it? That
dystopian
thing
world
would be
is
terrifying.
right.
spider
Yes,
robots,
right?
Yes.
You can never knock down. Where you're like, I hate when a refrigerator is like,
Dynamics
no.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Five
bull-
now.
The
Yes.
box with the legs,
bull that-
where you smack it and it like jumps up and down. And you're like,
Careful what you wish for. We don't want another Johnny Five. We don't need him.
with a laser shooter,
Boston
nonetheless.
Dynamics
A
is
fucking laser beam on his
crazy.
fucking. He's
Shit.
the
Careful what
Predator
you wish
in a
for.
fucking machine. You don't need to reboot that shit.
Exactly.
You don't need to
Can't
reboot that
reboot Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah, but you can continue it though.
shit. No, you can't.
We can have
Leave
Austin
it where
Powers
it's at.
for.
You
Leave
can
it
quote
where
it
it's at.
for eternity.
But they're filming Austin Powers 4. I read that.
How
That's
long?
happening.
No.
Seth Green is
That's
going to
the
be the
thing?
new Doctor Evil.
How long?
and-
How
What?
long until you start rebooting Adam Sandler movies?
You can't reboot them.
Nobody
No,
wants
he's
to
not.
see
that's
it.
the
You
thing
said
now.
you could reboot
Oh,
it.
I'm
out of here. It was nice seeing you all tonight.
Musicians.
I'm wrong. You're
What
certain
the fuck?
everything
What
should
What are you
be
talking
right.
about?
You're right.
'Cause
Who
it
in the
can't be.
fuck is going to be Adam Sandler in an Adam Sandler
Adam
movie?
Sandler. He's
What,
still
he's
Adam
gonna do it
Sandler.
again?
It's
No,
not.
he went bitter. He can't do it again. He's older. He's bitter now.
He's
That's his
not
new-
bitter!
His new character is bitterness.
What are they gonna do? Give us a Martin
Depraved.
Scorsese
Dude,
treatment?
he's
Like,
post-traumatic
knock-
They just
stress.
did.
That's his
Have you
fucking
not seen the
shtick,
movie
man.
he's just in?
Fuck
It's
this.
total Martin
Oh,
Scorsese
no.
shit.
No.
Listen,
Have you seen Uncut Gems?
can I tell you something?
Have you seen Uncut Gems?
No.
Have you?
No.
Has anybody seen Uncut Gems? Watch the movie. It's
heard it's
Adam
good.
Sandler.
Okay.
Finally not being
Yeah,
Adam
not
Sandler.
giving a
Okay.
fuck, man.
Good for him.
Look at
It's a
this shit.
serious
I
fucking
know it's
movie.
better
It's
than that. I know he's
nuts.
worth more, dude. I know it.
Exactly
dude.
what happened.
the
But if you
script.
mean to tell me that you
Flipped it.
think you can't redo
No.
an Adam Sandler movie?
No, not now. Not with him.
Happy Gilmore's kid? It's easy as shit.
That's not a reboot.
You could be
though.
Happy Gilmore's
That's-
kid.
That's not a reboot. That's a
I'm hoping
sequel.
for it.
That's a sequel, though. That's years later.
In a reboot.
He's right.
In
It's
a
not a
reboot. We just got
reboot.
talk. We just got
Well,
talking about
well,
reboots that
in
have
all
people that
fairness,
have seen them.
Happy
That's not
Gilmore
a-
was a
That's like such
was
a
a small
straight out
DNA
fucking-
Yo,
pool.
my boy
Like, oh,
just
let's
my boy
reboot it.
said
We'll
it in
just have
the
it be the
thing.
characters'
Let's
kids.
reboot the
Like,
Burbs.
Can we
Maybe.
come up with
Right.
something
Could you
other than
reboot the
that,
Burbs?
please?
This is low
I don't
hanging
know.
fruit.
Could you
I don't know.
reboot
Exactly
the
what the
Burbs?
fuck it is. Can we stop with the main characters?
Why don't you just
kid
reboot
story?
Casablanca?
You know what? Reboot
That's
everything.
everything.
Fuck
You know?
it. I don't give a shit.
Pick any old movie
that
with
Casablanca,
the new
reboot
Jay and
that.
Silent Bob reboot.
It's just a goddamn fucking movie. Film
And
though.
they get the entire
Capital
movie.
investment, all your lives up.
Too much here.
All right, listen. So
Could you
hold on.
could
hold
you
on, stop.
reboot
Hold
the
on.
Burbs? I want to
Hold on.
know that.
No, you can't.
You can't.
But you
That's
could,
two
but
different
Tom
series.
Hanks' grandkid could have.
Stop with the kid reboots. Like, we need to come up with something.
Have you
better
guys
than
ever
that.
seen March of the Wooden Soldiers?
Like, fuck yes. Every year I try.
Lowell
to
and
play-
Hardy.
Right.
Lowell and Hardy. Right?
Every year I try to put it
Lowell
on
and
Christmas,
Hardy.
and every
Reboot
year
that.
he's like, what
Lowell
the
and
fuck
Hardy.
is this shit?
That's a reboot.
Oh, come on.
That's
Yeah,
a
it
reboot.
is.
They rebooted a previous movie, but you could not repeat that now and get the same nostalgic value and the concern.
because it's
Because
a
the
terrifying
actors,
film.
you can't replace actors. You can replace movies,
The
but
way
not
that
actors.
So the movie's not fucking.
So what's the definition of
Cannot
reboot?
fucking reboot.
Yeah, well, hold on, wait.
Dad.
Same with musicians.
How do we define a
That
reboot?
fucking
How do you define a
animation.
reboot? What's a reboot?
Your shirt, right? It's
Right.
Wakanda, but it's a Wu-Tang symbol.
Right.
Now the Wu-Tang Kids, right, are now starting to rap
They ain't nothing to fuck with.
as another fucking Wu-Tang.
Dude, that's
We had a
totally
song.
right.
You
We
are
had a song
not
in Twine that
gonna
said,
take those
"The
9
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing
motherfuckers
to
out
fuck
of my
with."
nostalgia and replace them
We
with
had a
their
band.
kids.
We had a band together.
It's not happening.
You're
That's
right.
a reboot.
That's
Right.
a sequel.
That's a reboot.
That's a reboot.
That's not a reboot.
Yeah.
That's a sequel. And it's never going to be as
By
good
the way,
as the first
that's a
fucking
hip hop
version.
royal family is what that is, dude. That's
a
fucking-
dynasty?
That's a
That's
dynasty.
gonna die
Exactly.
because they're
Dynasty.
never going to be the people that came before them.
Unless they're better.
Not even close.
Hold on.
Wait, Matt's got some shit to say.
I
got some shit to say. Hold on.
I was actually
fuck up.
with Old Dirty Bastards Kid. Kid's good.
Say it.
Not Old Dirty
Dude,
Bastards.
you have to.
That's
like,
all.
You can't-
That's
He's not Old Dirty Bastards.
Nobody's ever gonna be.
That's inherently.
Ever.
That's inherently expecting that their kids are going to be just as good as rapping as they are, just because
Right.
they're their kids.
They're not expecting them. The kids chose to do that, man.
Chris Rivers.
Were all of them good, though?
Chris Rivers. I see your Wu-Tang kids and I raise you Chris Rivers.
No one's John Bonham, first of all.
There you go.
That's it.
You're proving his point.
Chris Rivers is good.
No, he's proving mine.
Everybody
proving my
stop for a
point.
second.
Break it to you, but Young Dirty Bastard isn't.
He's not as good as his dad. That's
Good
what-
point.
what I just said.
Young Dirty Bastard.
But
he's
Old
good.
Dirty Bastard wasn't good either.
He's not as good.
Old Dirty Bastard
He's
wasn't
not
good.
as
It's
good.
just memorable. Like, it's not the same.
No,
He
but
was
that's my
memorable.
point.
He was
Remember-
memorable.
That's
Not
why-
all of them were
Stop,
good.
stop, stop.
Not all of them are
Replication
good
does
to
not
begin.
always.
Hold on. We need to stop. Listen, we have 10 minutes left before the next break, and I want to talk to our guest, Jill Smith.
All right.
I want to talk about what the fuck is going on with him. I want to talk about what the fuck he loves about what he does, where people can find him, and all that fucking good stuff. Let's talk about
Are
it.
we doing that now? All right, cool.
All right, let's do that.
All
I'm
right.
sorry to just jump into it,
That's all right.
but that's just the way it goes.
It's because
I need air.
after during the break we set up for performance, so it's weird to have you standing at a microphone talking
I
about
don't know,
what's
yeah.
going on.
Right,
in your
Got
life.
you. Got you.
Let's
So,
just talk about it. All right. I'm sorry. It's,
so my
it's,
name-
it's a
my name-
rough transition.
my name's
but-
Jill Smith.
Okay.
I feel like I have to look into that, but I shouldn't look into that. I don't know. I'm just making music. I record myself. I mix myself. I pretty much do everything
You're
myself.
blocking his.
And
My bad.
Yeah.
Who are you listening to right now that you like?
I'm just trying to.
Myself, really. Not to sound arrogant, but like I listen to myself.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I like my old shit. I like Nas and Jay-Z, and I'm stuck in the '90s sometimes.
You're at Asbury Park?
Yes, I'm there a lot. I don't live in Asbury. I'm not from Asbury. I'm from Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay, sure.
And I want to do a short film too this year.
Okay, why? About what?
Superheroes. I've had the idea in my head for years.
Awesome.
Years.
Okay.
If we could help you film it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Absolutely.
that would be cool.
You know,
I'm writing it right now.
It's funny that you say that you listen to your own music because every musician that I've ever known hates listening to their own stuff.
Really?
They don't
Well,
like
'cause you
listening
critique the
to
shit
it
out of
because you
yourself,
hear
right?
it
Yeah.
over and over.
I
and
hate
over
my own
again.
music, man.
But
I
I
hate
feel,
that shit, yeah.
Can I say something? Do you feel like you need to love listening to your own stuff? In
I think
It
that's
helps.
cool. I think that's
Yeah.
awesome. If you
Sure.
can, if you can actually like listening to your own stuff
Sure.
over and over again.
I don't think it makes you arrogant.
I like
think it makes you
forgetting. I like
critical.
forgetting what I
You
wrote.
said-
I enjoy what I make. Like
Right.
I make the music I like to listen
That's-
to.
that's-
So
that's-
it's kinda,
that's
that's,
killer.
kind of what happened. So I just like listening to it.
The last 2 seasons of Awesome Talk, I can put an episode on and listen to it. It just sounds
it's
great to me.
crazy.
Even if it's crazy.
Yeah,
because
you-
everybody
Well,
here.
no, I mean a lot of people when you
Like, I
when
don't
you,
watch
when
any
you
of this.
produce and mix your own
can't.
stuff, you're
You
listening
should.
to
I
it
just don't.
on
Like, I
loop,
can't. I
like
know what happens.
all day
Oh,
long.
for sure. For sure.
And you just get tired of it. You don't want to listen to it ever again. But if you actually want to listen to it
Yeah.
again, that's a good sign, in my opinion. That
Sure.
it's probably
Quality stuff.
yeah.
Pat, I
Re-
know you're
re-
gonna kill me for this,
What?
but I'm sincerely asking because it's.
Please don't.
I have
Please
to-
don't. I know where exactly where you're going with this. Please
I
don't.
just have
fucking-
to know, when you were younger, did you watch the baseball commercial a lot?
Yeah.
No.
Did
Oh,
you see
that's
it,
a good
did you see
question.
it like all the
I
time?
know
and
it's
be
a
like,
good fucking question.
You know,
I used
Wait.
to watch the
you know this
movie,
about
Wait.
him?
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a lot. I
you
watched
saw
it.
Did you
watch the
fast
intro
forward?
to the movies where you're like, no, I don't want to look at me.
Sometimes I would watch it, and then sometimes most of
if,
the time
if
I
you saw the
wouldn't watch
commercial on your television, did you mute yourself?
it. No.
But he didn't really say anything. He just got
It's
all
it's
of
kind of
it.
weird.
See,
to
at
be
that
honest.
point in time, in the peak that we were in, I would have masturbated to I would have been like, that's right.
Right as the ball
The
catch.
whole world's looking
That's,
at me, and I would have found myself.
That's
How
one
old were you?
threshold I have not
How old were you?
crossed.
How old were you?
Thankfully.
9.
Oh,
no.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry
no,
about
that
that.
would make you pound.
Sorry about that. At 9, I was not.
He would
I really
not
hope
mind.
that an older
Okay,
you
so
wasn't
rewind that,
masturbating to
change
9
5
that.
years later, would you have been like?
Nah,
I'm turning that,
nah.
putting
All
that
right.
tape on.
No, I would, 5 years later,
Do we
I would have
like
been like.
Yeah, I used to play.
Okay.
I was actually on the All-Star team when I was a kid.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so
I mean, not that it meant anything.
You know what I mean? Commercial.
Hey.
They picked a real talent agent.
Back to the game.
So are you?
But anyway.
Performing soon, or what are you doing?
What's that?
Are you performing, or you got something? To
Oh, I
release?
do perform. I haven't been performing a lot recently because I've been like recording, but yeah, I love performing.
So you got an album?
I have an album that came out last year, August, and I'm working on like a collective album for this year, and that short film, and I want to put out I want to put an album that kids can listen to. So that's another goal I have.
That's pretty
How do you mean that?
Kind of like Will Smith.
Just
I mean, you know what?
No.
You want to make
You
a
do know
make
what
an
kids
informative
are
album rather than
Is this-
something
is
that
this
just
like-
talks about some.
Go ahead.
I wanted like a fun, just you heard
A feel-good album.
Little Nas X.
Yeah.
How-
That's
music
where you're
like
trying
that.
to go with it.
Like,
Something that makes you feel
like
good.
Just-
Blippy,
yeah, just-
like Blippy kid level, or like
It's still
or
gonna
like
have-
teenage or just preteen.
I would say I'd want my 14-year-old niece to enjoy.
14.
Okay.
When you say
Right.
collective, do you want to bring other artists in?
Yeah, I got a bunch of
You try to do
features coming out.
collaborations.
Yeah,
with
a bunch
people
of
and
local
stuff?
guys.
Okay, that's
We're
cool.
jumping
That's
on.
cool. So
Yeah.
you're trying to promote the local. hip-hop
Just
kinda-
build the community.
Right. It's admirable.
Awesome.
It's not
I
what a lot of
think
people
it's
are doing,
awesome.
man. But
Dude,
that's.
I don't understand that,
anyone
man. I don't
ever
get
coming
that.
in
I don't
here
get it
and
either,
saying, I
man.
want to work on,
I don't
on
understand.
an album for
Hold on.
kids.
Go
I
ahead.
think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever come in here and we said, what's going on with you and what are your goals, and had them say, one of my goals is that I want to make an album for kids or preteens.
And I
Yeah,
don't
got
think
my-
that I don't think it's necessarily like children that you're talking about. You're talking about the fact that you have a platform where
Yeah,
you're not.
preteens aren't
Yes.
really young as they were in
Right,
the 80s.
but I say
Right,
that,
right,
like,
right.
you're not going into it
Exposed
with the
to a lot
same
more
mindset
shit.
that a hip hop artist would go into
Lot
it
more
talking
shit.
about particular circumstances that make the money in the.
I don't give a fuck about money.
No, but you know what I mean. Like I'm
Yeah.
saying, like you
Best
could sell
way to make
yourself
it.
real quick talking about some shit that isn't part of your life. Like you're talking about real life. You're not talking
Yeah.
about like
Oh, absolutely.
something just to sell a market.
It depends on what avenue you take. Depends on what avenue you take.
Money?
If you don't give a fuck about money to the point where you're just willing to promote yourself and who you are, I think money will come eventually.
I agree.
Eventually to you.
I think if you follow your heart, you're talking about
Right.
something that relates to you. That's something that you're out there to campaign against, and you're out there to help people associate with.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I want to open up the market to where it's not like just associated with a certain genre of people. Or
Yeah, I
things.
mean,
like
I just
it's a
do what the
big
fuck I
deal.
want to do, kind of.
It's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
To not cater to
Yeah.
the norm. Right. People know how to make money.
To cater to the abnorms.
Yeah. I don't really know what's normal either. I'm just.
But I think the
just,
abnorms are the norms.
Right. Well, the abnorms
I
are
think
certainly
The normal
less
now is
than the
paying
norms.
people to get on the radio.
I think my normal is people like you guys.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I want to ask you a question as a performer, and it applies to everybody. And this kind of irks me because I had a conversation with a class that I was teaching today about
Sure.
how people become famous. And I struggle with this. I've been in the musical profession for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was, my whole family is really, my whole family are musicians. So I've toured all over the place. You toured all over the place. You know, you put your time into it and shit like that. And we're in a
Yeah.
generation now where people
Sure.
tend to build a SoundCloud or they build a YouTube, and the next minute, you know, millionaire. You know, like you look at Billie
Not off of
Eilish, you look at
SoundCloud.
people
No
like
millionaires off of SoundCloud.
Yes, there are.
Absolutely.
100%.
yeah, man,
Chance the Rapper.
that's where
100%.
Chance the Rapper came from, and that's
That's
where
right.
Little Uzi Vert.
That's
who's
right.
the dude with the tattoos up here with the scruffy ass
Shitload
hair?
of dubstep people came up on SoundCloud.
Absolutely.
Little-
100%.
The
Little-
kid, no, the kid who did the fucking Spider-Man, Spider-Verse fucking song. The white dude with the
Yeah.
fucking
They all,
face
they
tats.
all made their, they all, wait, they all made their money touring.
Post Malone.
Right,
They,
right.
they, yeah, but
Motherfucker's
they all
huge,
made
right?
they all
And he
made their
came
money
off
touring.
SoundCloud.
That's
Like,
the fucking
Yeah,
difference.
but got
Oh,
discovered
they-
because they had followers on a
Go
platform.
on,
like
go ahead, go
Still,
ahead.
they
Let's
had to
finish.
tour.
Go.
They had
my
to
overall
work for it.
question
That's real
is-
work.
Hold
It's-
on.
they
Eventually,
weren't
yeah.
millionaires
I
because
had
they
a
were just on
conversation-
SoundCloud.
Overnight
Hold
is
on.
like 5 years of
Wait,
work
let
or
him
10
get-
years of
let him
work
get to his point.
beforehand.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So I was standing out in the rain in Asbury Park, and I sat outside. I was talking to Stones. I bumped into him randomly at the Asbury Park Convention Hall.
He's
We
all
were
over.
outside,
Yeah.
right? We
Yeah,
were
smoking a
bullshitting. We were
cigarette.
playing a show
Yeah.
at Punk Rock Flea Market.
Okay.
And I was thinking to myself, you know, these people, at that point in time, I had thought to myself, these people made $1 million off of being on YouTube, got enough likes, got social media to pick up on them, and all of a sudden, the music industry was like, that's a person that can be an icon for the generation. And you get involved in where you're touring all over the place, you're putting your time in performing, right? You play for $20 a night.
Right.
Fucking 5 guys
Sure.
in a band split $5 so they can get something to eat.
Right.
You put it back into
Barely.
merch and
Sure.
promotion and all that other shit.
Hopefully.
You spend 20 years doing that, and you end up with nothing related. Like I have, my band over the last 20 years put out 6 albums.
Sure.
A 7-inch, a full length, a fucking big ass record. Like you do all that shit, and you're like, listen, I do it because I love it. I just want
Right.
people to hear my shit. That's it.
It's all about marketing.
My point being, those people make $1 million overnight.
Sure.
And at the same time, you're putting a record out. And you're still willing to, like, I'm huge on collaborations. I think that
Right.
promoting other people and giving a chance to throw
Sure.
on themselves, right? Like, how does that make you feel as an artist? Where you're like, I'm going to put all this time in, and there may or may not be an open door for you to blow up,
Right.
you know, and get somewhere. And if you collaborate on people, you bring people in, and they get big and whatever.
It makes you sour.
How does that bother you or not bother you?
So what you saying, like, if I do like a feature with somebody and they become more successful,
Yeah.
how would I feel about that?
Because I think you see a lot
But
of that
isn't
at
the
the upper
collaboration
echelon.
I'm
of
sure a
musicians.
lot of people get salty
I'm
about
seeing that a
that.
lot. My point being, at the end of all of it, is that you and I have conversed ultimately about Eminem multiple times.
Sure.
In the hip hop world, Eminem is notorious for bringing acts up and being like, you know, he did it with D12, he did it with
He even says your
shit
name
tons of
you make
people.
money.
And he
That's how
knows that
famous
when
he
he
is.
gets on the record, he shits on people.
Sure.
Right? And Lil Wayne released recently an article, an interview, where Lil Wayne was like, I'm not going to let that motherfucker do this. When they did collaborations, they asked Lil Wayne, how did you approach rapping with Eminem and keeping Eminem from overshadowing you and taking away from your richness, your ability to rap, your ability to put metaphors together. And I'm curious, when you do a collaboration with it, because I'm all about bringing other artists in and being like, I want to work with this person, I want to work with this. And my genre is very difficult. You can't just bring people in you want into a punk kind of song or like a hardcore song or something like that. But in the rap community, in the hip hop community, you can drag people from all over the place to be like,
So
that
easy.
motherfucker's hot. I want him right here. And that dude blows up on your track. And where does that put you as an MC in terms of...
I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't be upset about it. I'd be like, oh, good
You're
job, good for him.
supportive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, only thing I know I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my work in and hope for the best.
Right.
I'm not gonna. There's rappers that exist. I don't think they're good, but it doesn't matter.
And they make millions of dollars.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when I think I'm just one person.
Right.
So I'm never gonna hate on somebody else's success. I just don't have the energy for it.
But you feel...
I don't think I would. I would think
you
I would
feel
be
good
bitter.
about promoting other people, though. You ultimately want to
Absolutely.
collaborate with
I
people
want to see
because-
people be successful.
Right.
I think there's a lot of room for success, and I think success is
Do you
subjective.
feel there's an air of humbleness when it comes to performing, that you got to understand that you may be good to some people, you may be
Oh
bad to other
yeah,
people,
I've had
and-
people tell me they didn't like me into my face.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
That's
no, I
good-
respect
that's
it.
good, though.
I
That's
respect
good.
it.
That's
Because I
good,
tend to
because
feel
if
the
you have a
opposite.
bunch
I
of
feel
yes
they-
men,
Yeah, that's what I think.
doesn't help.
There's, I think
Sure.
there's
You're
more
not gonna
yes men
improve.
out there to support people for no reason whatsoever, and
No, I don't get that. I get the opposite.
you get people
I
that
get,
straight up with you. and you're
Hey,
like,
why don't you curse more in your songs? You know, stuff like that.
That's
Wow,
weird.
shit like that, huh?
That's
Yeah, yeah.
weird.
Damn.
Right.
I never
right,
heard that one before.
Right. I'm like, you only heard like 2 songs.
But
all right.
the music industry right now is so saturated that it's all
so
about
saturated.
marketing. If you want to be famous and this and that and make a lot of money and get signed by Sony, this and that, Island Records,
If you
whoever,
even need them anymore.
to make
I think you
millions
have
of
to-
dollars, yeah, you do.
At a certain point, you'll need to be something.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like, but-
eventually.
I don't know, man. Tech 9 figured
But
out how
to get
do it.
discovered,
Oh, yeah,
that's
well,
a
he's
different
an
story.
anomaly.
To get discovered
Sure.
nowadays, you need social media presence, and you need a guy that's going to be on advertising your shit
Right, sure.
everywhere
Everything's
It just
that
blows
you
my
can.
mind. You
Hey,
can
think
post
about
your
that.
shit up
Think
on
about
a
that for a
social media
minute.
platform, and overnight
You're-
you become a multi-millionaire.
Absolutely.
I mean, these people are nonstop
But-
every
but-
day.
you're
You're making
just
$1 million
advertising.
and,
That's one
and
thing.
your fucking
Hold on.
It
social
could be
media is the
shit.
time
Over the
waste.
years,
The worst thing
Over the
you've ever
years-
seen, but somebody's gonna latch onto it.
as somebody who came up in what was primarily a hardcore punk or metal scene, as I sort of see, I saw things sort of evolve where like things became more like digital drums, right? Digital music, right? And people doing their music over digital things that they created, right? And one of the complaints I would hear from old heads was, that's not real music. That's not the real way you do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, but if I have a vision and I'm able to get there faster and deliver what I'm able to get to you, you know, faster.
It's like complaining it's not on vinyl.
Right, exactly.
Like, come on.
Exactly.
Ooh, shots fucking fired on some vinyl shit.
But
God
like,
damn streaming
punk rock
services.
and-
Vinyl is not
fucking
good
it up,
for the
streamers.
environment.
They're
Actually.
rebellious music.
Right.
So it's like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I'm gonna make the music I want to make, and I'm gonna make it my way.
Right.
That's hip hop and punk all the way.
Fuck yeah. And hip hop.
And if you don't like it, I don't give two
Yeah,
fucks.
well,
By the way,
Yeah, right.
I've noticed,
Fucking A, man.
especially
Throw that fucking SM57 on a goddamn 4-track fucking reel to reel. And
especially in the
let it
last,
spin, man.
within especially the last 5 to
Shit.
10 years, the marriage between punk and hip hop has been like sort of realized.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. When
see
Lil
that
Wayne
happen,
started getting
dude.
that shit, I didn't like Wayne. I'll be honest with you, I didn't like Wayne. I thought Wayne was over the top. They was overrated. And then I started reading his metaphors. When
So
he got
good.
into the whole skateboarding culture and he wanted to cross over to punk and shit, his punk shit wasn't good. His fucking rock music isn't great. But I give him credit. Like the motherfucker,
he still got it.
that's him.
Right.
He's a skateboarding dude from the South, man.
Right.
The kid is literally punk rock.
Yeah.
But he's really good at fucking freestyling, and he throws metaphors together like they're fucking, they just come fluidly out of his mouth. And I grew to appreciate him. I couldn't stand him because he made $1 million overnight. Then he made $100 million overnight. You're like, damn, dude. But he put his time in. The motherfucker went to prison, and he had a chance to turn his life around, and he had a talent.
Sure.
But he didn't ever forget that he grew up in an area where, if any of you motherfuckers have seen Kids,
Right.
that's the era that he grew up in.
Right.
That was the group. It was the kids that were smoking weed and doing coke and fucking breaking into public pools and going to and they
I was just
skateboarded
pissing
and
everywhere.
Sure. There's
no cameras.
That's legitimately punk rock and hip hop form, man.
Sure.
Like that shit is legit. Like there's so many people from that era that don't like they associate with all that shit.
I would
They
even
worship
say
it.
punk rock is a big contributor for hip hop.
But don't you
success.
feel now that it's a little bit of a facade? Isn't there some of it where that shit is a reboot?
Oh, full
Interesting.
circle.
Interesting.
That's
Interesting.
Thanks for the
setup,
midlife
man.
crisis, bud.
Shit. So hold on.
No,
Let's
it's
wearing
more of
fashion
a
sweatshirts.
It's more of a it's more of an influence. Than
Hold
a reboot.
on.
Is it?
Listen,
Yeah, I think
we
so.
have to cut to our second break. But before we do that, Jill
There's
Smith.
always corporate
Yes.
aspect to everything.
Hold on. Where can people find you online? What should people be looking for right now?
Right now, well, my social handle is Chill Smith Chill everything, and right now, I got a single coming out next month, so it'll be on Spotify, iTunes, all the DSCs or whatever the fuck.
And where can they find it again? You can't say it enough.
Chill Smith Chill.
All right.
Everywhere.
Awesome.
All right.
And when we come back, you're gonna do a song for us tonight.
Oh yes, for sure.
All right. Awesome. So everybody, we gotta cut to our second break. Okay. Share this. Comment. Say hello to each other. Hit like and subscribe or all that other shit.
I'm turning your mic off.
Follow. We'll be right back, man.
So this first new one is called Head Down. So it goes like this. Thanks.
Damn. So, you have been through a lot of shit in the last few years.
Yes.
And you've told me a lot of different stories about things that have happened to you and good things that have come of it.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if you would like to share any of that.
Okay, well, for the audience out there that doesn't know, I'm in remission from cancer. I've had 2 bouts now. Germ cell tumor or yolk sac tumor. Essentially, it's just a really sticky, nasty tumor that can form anywhere in your body. It's not of the testicular family, but it has nothing really to do with like what people think of testicular cancer. I had like a nasty mass got up to about the size of a softball on my heart and left lung a few years back. Another one a couple months later on my tailbone, which I still kind of have, but I'm in remission for now just over 3 years. But as a result of this terrible thing that happened to me, I met some amazing people, became a part of a couple different communities. One is called For Pete's Sake. I'm actually going to meet a bunch of them tomorrow night. We're going to a California pizza kitchen in the Christiana Mall at I think it's in Newark or Christiana, Delaware, but it's the Christiana Mall there. CPK is doing a deal where if you bring in a flyer or show them, anything from the For Pete's Sake event, they're going to put 20% of the meal towards this organization. Now, what For Pete's Sake does is they send cancer patients and their caregivers and family on a vacation. They sent my wife and I to Davenport, Florida for a week, put us up in our own house alone.
Wow.
With someone to check in on us next door, so if we needed them, we can call. But the whole idea is to give you and your family a chance to reconnect and what they say, take a break from cancer. Their website's actually takeabreakfromcancer.org. But they sent us to Davenport, Florida. They sent families to Atlantic City, to the Poconos. If you have a passport, when you get nominated to go there, they can send you to Jamaica, to Cancun. They just want you to take some time with your family and not have to deal with doctors or infusions or any of that crap just for a week. And they've helped out, I believe, over 10,000 people at this point. Their goal for this fiscal year, 2019 into 2020, is 190 families. They formed about 20 years ago now when their founder, Marcy, and her husband, Pete, For Pete's Sake. Pete was diagnosed with cancer. He actually had my current oncologist, which I found out recently, which is pretty cool.
That's weird. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, Pete passed away, but in his honor, Marcy has been keeping this foundation going for 20 years and trying to help as many families as possible just take a break. I fully believe in them. I've been an advocate for them now for about 3 years. About 3 years. I speak to people about cancer, about opportunities for young adults. And, I talked about how all I wanted to do was play music when I was younger. Now all I want to do is help spread the message for opportunities for young adults facing cancer or other diseases, to find organizations like For Pete's Sake. Now there's another side to this too. I'm also repping First Descents. As you can see by everything I'm wearing here, their slogan is outliving it. I joke around that it's the exact opposite of For Pete's Sake. They don't want you to take a break from cancer. They want you to push yourself beyond your limits in spite of cancer. So we go surfing, we go rock climbing, ice climbing, kayaking, safaris, yoga, whatever challenge you want to take on, First Descents is there for you. It's called Challenge by Choice. So they don't push you to do anything you don't want to do. You feel like you can handle this, or even if you just want to see if you can handle it, First Descents offers you opportunities. They have helped, I think close to 15,000 people now.
Wow.
since 2000. Next year is the 20th anniversary. They're trying to do a giant Wayne's World style festival in Colorado for all the people who have gone. It's basically like a giant gathering of people who have had cancer, still fighting cancer, or been touched by cancer in some way. There's going to be music, there's going to be art, there's going to be kayaking, rock climbing. It's just going to be a 3-day crazy festival and probably the largest gathering of people with cancer in the country. But I'm hoping to go this year. I'm trying to raise some money to do so. But I want to go back and just see my friends because they sent me out to Montana a few years ago with 19 other cancer patients. I spent a week in the middle of the wilderness learning how to kayak from, not kidding, the world record holder for waterfall drop.
That's a badass motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Here's the thing.
Big balls.
He set that record in 2007. He still holds the record.
Oh shit. Yeah,
It was like 190 some feet he jumped. He hit so hard it
Damn.
snapped his paddle in half.
You like bash into him with the fucking kayak, like, you gonna do it now? You gonna do it today?
I actually messed with him. Like, you know T.J. Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what he sounds like the guy from Deadpool?
Yeah.
This dude sounds exactly like T.J. Miller. And I was messing with him. I was like, you sound exactly like T.J. Miller. He's like, nah, dude. T.J. Miller sounds like me. I'm like, that's something T.J. Miller would say.
Are you sure you're not him?
Yeah. But he was really humble about it. He didn't mention it at all. It was one of the other instructors who told me about it. And I went back to the... I was actually sleeping in a yurt for the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
open air yurt for a week in Montana. But I went,
shit.
looked up on my phone, his video. I watched the drop. You can look it up. It's only like a 4-minute video, but you see him, go and then drop and foam and seconds go by and he is not there. And then he, casually, paddles out with half a paddle and is perfectly fine.
Wow, holy shit, man.
And now he just goes around the world kayaking professionally, trying to break world records.
Damn.
But that's First Ascents. That's a person I got to meet, because I got cancer, but because there's a community out there for people like me. Right. So whether you want to take a break from cancer or whether you want to push yourself in spite of the cancer, there are organizations out there for you. There's other organizations that help do advocacy, like Fuck Cancer and Stupid Cancer. There's CancerCon, gatherings for people to get together to talk about what you're going through. I belong to communities online through First Amends, like local tributaries they call it, but people in the area I can get together with. I went to a rock climbing gym for the first time with these people probably about 6 months ago or so. That was hard. But we just get together, have a few hours of fun, go out to lunch after and talk. And we keep in touch online, but hopefully some of them can make it out next year to the Colorado thing. But if you know someone, actually, you do know someone out there. There is someone you talk to, or someone who you talk to's sibling, or a cousin who has cancer, who's my age, who just could use a break in one way or another, or is just tired of, how are you? How are you feeling? They just want to know that despite having this, they can still go out there and set their, push their limits, really. I was joking that, when I went out there to kayak, I learned that I could no longer swim when I was on the river in the rapids.
Oh, shit. What a place to learn.
I had lost so much muscle mass from my cisplatin treatment that I could no longer...
Here comes the psychopath, just fucking
doing backflips in the paddle, half a paddle and shit.
When the kayak goes from this to this, and you're still going. All you can do is pull out and then just flail. But you know what? I wouldn't have known about this whole community if I didn't get cancer. And there's a lot of people out there who still don't know about this. So you guys, you know someone who could benefit from one of these two organizations. For Pete's sake, 24 to 55. Take a break from cancer. Want a challenge? 18 to 39 is First Ascents.
Wow.
Young adults with cancer, two different category, like definitions of what a young adult is, but great organizations out there, both for about 20 years. We're doing amazing things.
It sounds like good places to donate to too.
Yes, unlike Susan G. Komen,
That's what I was about to say.
who puts about 18% of their stuff back into research.
Right.
First Ascents, I just read their report from 2018, put 69% of all the money they took in back into these programs. And another, like, I think 17 or so percent was also in development for the programs too.
Wow.
Only $233,000 total dollars for that year went to administration and staff out of like 3.6 million or something.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. It's all out there on the website. They put everything out for their financials. You can see how many people they've helped. Same with For Pete's Sake.
Cool.
They do an open meeting. Anyone who wants to attend to listen to their financial meetings, you can come sit and listen how much they invest. So help someone out there. Just tell them to Google. Like, just look for young adult cancer organizations, young adult cancer opportunities, young adult cancer vacations. Just look on Google. There's something in your area.
I have two questions.
Yes.
One, what is something about cancer that you wish people knew around you?
That cancer doesn't end when you go into remission. Everyone likes to think, oh, you're better. Oh, things are easy now. I can't believe you beat that. I didn't beat cancer. Cancer is my life now. From the day I got diagnosed to the day I do die, I'm fighting cancer. The only way you can survive cancer is when something else kills you. And I'm not joking about that. You will always be in remission. You will always get scanxiety. That's what they, refer to it as, like your blood tests when you know you're coming up to it, your CAT scans. You feel like any moment you can relapse back into it. I've had to go to a therapist now for the first time in my life because, as I've been told, I have PTSD from cancer.
Sure.
Like, you don't think about that.
Hyper anxiety. Yeah.
Like,
I think it's really sad that medical induced PTSD is like a really under researched part of PTSD. It's really only been in the past couple years that psychologists have said like this should be its own category. And it's like people with chronic illnesses and people with cancer and everything, they've known for years and years that PTSD can form from medical induced trauma, but the mental illness community, professionals have yet to really catch up to a point where like there's a lot of doctors that specialize specifically in PTSD for people that had it because of medical trauma.
I was, in my personal experience, I was first hospitalized in 2015, the day before Thanksgiving. I didn't get, I wasn't considered in remission officially until the Saturday before Election Day 2016. In that year span, actually less than a year, so that would be like around November 5th or 6th I was released. I was put in the hospital the day before Thanksgiving, which is let's say the fourth Wednesday of the month because it was the day before.
Sure.
So in less than a year's time, I spent 111 days either in a hospital or at a cancer center getting infusions, blood transfusions, or something related to my cancer. People don't know. I mean, Susan G. Komen's whole business is we're raising awareness about cancer, about breast cancer. Who doesn't know about breast cancer today?
Right.
Help us look into research.
Yeah.
Help us look into better ways of increasing survival rates. But I didn't know before. I'm sorry, I'm wrapping back to your question.
That's okay.
I didn't know before I got cancer that once you're considered in remission, all that means is you don't have active tumor, like raised tumor markers today.
Right.
And that tomorrow I might, or next year I might. And for the rest of my life, I'm going to be thinking in the back of my head, what happens if I go for my next scan and it's there again? Can I make it through it a third time? What happens if I get that blood test result and my AFP markers are, normal range is 1 to 10, are in the 200s?
Right.
I mean, when I finally got diagnosed, it was over 2,400. But
damn,
there are people like me out there right now, and people like me, how I was struggling before I officially got diagnosed, who already have something wrong with them, but they're either too scared to get it checked out, or the doctor didn't take them seriously. Like in my case, they kept telling me, oh, it's a sports injury. Oh, you pulled a muscle. Oh, you slept wrong.
Well, could have presented that way. Yeah. They're just reading it off a script.
But they never wanted to listen when I said, no, something is really wrong. I can feel it inside. And there are people out there that just pass that off as like, oh, no, you're right. And then it wasn't until I started coughing up blood. Sorry to get that graphic with it.
No, of course.
Like I was literally coughing up blood. And then they're like, oh, we think you have an unruptured aneurysm. That's not it, but at least they got me into the hospital. Then I was told I had, I think, lymphoma next, which I didn't have.
They tend to overdiagnose lymphoma. I got a false lymphoma positive.
Well, they knew something was wrong, and it's very common though, and because
it presents itself in a lot.
It prevents itself in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I had a very rare cancer, so it's not. I'm not going to blame the people in the ER for not knowing what this is. I mean, the oncologist didn't even quite know until it was sent out for a biopsy. But yeah, man, I'm rambling on this.
No, dude.
I just want people to know that cancer doesn't end the day someone goes in remission. That they're always going to spend their lives thinking about it. I'm on disability now as a result of my cancer and my treatment. I have severe peripheral neuropathy. I had to go to physical therapy for almost 7 months just learning to walk right again. I can't really... I mean, I'm trying to work right now, but it's a struggle. I'm taking a lot of medicines at the moment, and even more today of gabapentin than I did when I had cancer.
Right.
Just because trying to get to work and sit in a chair all day. Grams of gabapentin and a second medicine now to cope. So I'm spending all these times. I'm still going to doctors just about every month. I'm seeing my oncologist now every 6 months. Finally, I just got to the 6-month point, but it just never ends. I'm always going to a different doctor, just like when I had cancer. My cancer was active, I should say.
Yeah.
Let me know when we're back. We are back? All right,
Yeah.
folks, listen. Just jump in for
Yes,
1
sir.
second here. We're just doing a quick sound check. Give us a minute and then we'll cut to the real track. Is that cool? All right.
Do I stand here awkwardly?
Yeah, stand awkwardly.
Okay, cool. That's what I do.
Run out of time.
Yeah. I pray y'all don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. I hope I don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. I pray y'all don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. I hope I don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I pray y'all don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. Hey. I pray y'all don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. Hey. I hope I don't
Run out of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Got the world on my shoulders, trying to put it in my palm, and I'm only getting older. Shit is taking too long. I've been. Okay, cool. That's good. Now I can get into it. That's cool. All right.
So just in case, all right? Yep. So I'm going to hit record on this. So can I just jump in here for 1 second?
Yeah.
First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched tonight, shared tonight. Thank you to the Mill Hill for fucking streaming the show tonight. And thank you, everybody. Thank you to our sponsor, Nevermore-Designs.com, who makes our wonderful mugs that you might see up here. I want to say thanks to K-Blaze for fucking coming in tonight at the bar, man. You were great tonight, man. And I want to say thank you so much to Chill Smith for being here tonight, man. It's just so cool to fucking have you here, dude. You're such an amazing talent. We're so fucking happy to have you, dude. And if you're watching the show tonight, please hit like and subscribe and all that stuff. And spread the word, man. And spread the word about our amazing artist who is our guest tonight, please. Right. And without further ado, if you could tell us what the name of the song is, what you're about to do, let's do it.
I'm a rapper. My name is Chill Smith. The song is called Emit, which is time backwards, and yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to rap. That's what I'm born to do.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. 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 Hey. Yeah. 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 Hey.
Lucas.
I hope I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. I pray I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. I hope I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. I pray I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. Hey. I pray I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. I hope I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. I pray I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. I hope I don't
run out of time.
Yeah. Got the world on my shoulders, trying to put it in my palm, and I'm only getting older. Shit is taking too long. I've been single for a long time, haven't made love in a long time, been in love in a long time, always end up the wrong guy, and I think it's all mine. I don't focus or prioritize, I don't want to be your everything, and I don't want you to be all mine. I want to have kids one day, I want to get married one day, I want to have a family one day, but don't know when that's gonna be. Everyone has the agendas, but the most important thing to me is my career. I won't give it up for not another person on this earth. I wanna stop it till I make it. I'm just thinking, I'm just here, and I'm just feeling my patience. Yeah, what is success? When am I next? Yeah, do I got what it takes? Am I a catch? Yeah, make this shit clear. We had some great years, but in the collective, I know I don't fit there. I am the one, I am the guy that's gonna get it done. This is my rebirth, a rebrand. I feel like I just begun. You can ride it, you can dodge. This is not pride, this is me knowing my value. Gotta be me, I am the key, but I will always be around you. Time, yeah, time, yeah, time, yeah, time. Thank you. I go by the name of Chill Smith. This has been awesome talk. And I had a great time, man. Thank you guys for inviting me. Spot a black man out.
Thank you so much, Chill Smith, for being here tonight, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you again to K-Blaze for fucking coming in tonight, man. Thank you, everybody who watched. This is Awesome Talk, Season 12, Episode 9, February 18th, 2020. Thank you all so much for drinking with us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We need to get a group picture.